Strange Block Beats.
Family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. We might have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. Nah, I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. They talking, you listen, that's family. They don't tell your business, that's family. They calling your phone, coming looking for you. They say that you missing, that's family. They don't need permission, that's family. When you hurt, they can feel it, that's family. Let them come while you're cheering, that's family. Let them come when you living, that's family. Family all around me. Hey, family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Hey, family all around me. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. He my family, she my family. We are family. Hey, ain't nobody fighting around here. Ain't nobody shooting around here. Everybody that's around here family. All love, no hate, be clear. No shade, all love, be real. You love them, you should know how it feel. Tired of all these badass kids. Tired of paying all these bills. Family going through the same thing, so they know exactly how you feel. They supply a shoulder I can cry. I provide a place where they can heal. Leave my money out, they don't steal. Let them have it if it's for a bill. Soldier for me when they in the field. Only way I live, family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family all around me. Family all around me. He my family, she my family, he my family, she my family, he my family, she my family. We are family. We might ain't have the same last name, but that don't make you my family. I got some people with the same blood, and I know that they can't stand me. I got some people I call that ain't kin, that's gonna pull up and handle it. They take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.
Big salute to the family, giving our praise to the Most High Yah, in faith in our King Yahweh Shar. Some say Yahshua, some say Yahweh Shah, some say Jesus. But we gonna say Yahweh Shah or Yahshua. Big salute to the CUC family, the FOPE family, and all the beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. Big salute to the elders at Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology. As you see the title, me and my brother Shar Sham, from Egypt to the wilderness, and from the wilderness to Zion. From Egypt to the wilderness, and from the wilderness to Zion. Please, family, write this down. So when somebody asks you questions about the wilderness, you can give understanding to your loved ones, to your friends, or whoever it may be that's around you. Write these scriptures down, study to show yourself approved, so you can be able to edify those around you, your loved ones. Talk to them, Sham.
Yes, already. Shalom, family. Most High blessed. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shalom. Thank y'all for having me as always. It's an honor to be here. My big brother, Kjudah, always bringing y'all great information and classes and studies that me and my brother continue to bring out for y'all.
Already. So, family, we're going to start this in the book of Exodus, chapter 1, and we're going to let the Bible walk it down for you. What happened when the children of Israel came out of Egypt into the wilderness? And what's going to happen when we go into the wilderness before we go to Zion? That's what we're going to show our people today. Let's get it. Me and my brother gonna pick this up in the book of Exodus chapter 1. And I'm gonna read 1 through 12. And we'll tell y'all when we're gonna skip down. The book of Exodus chapter 1. We're gonna let the scriptures walk this down for you, family. Y'all already know how me and Shar Sham get down. No private interpretation, not telling you what's on our mind. We're gonna read the scriptures and we all gonna get edification together. What happened when the children of Israel came out of Egypt into the wilderness? And who did Yah send to gather his people out of Egypt into the wilderness? What did the people do? That's what we're going to find out. Because that which was is that which should be, family. There's nothing new. The Most High just repeating this story all over again. Will we listen or will we rebel like our fathers? Let's go to Exodus chapter 1. I pray everybody having a blessed evening. To the Israelites worldwide, many blessings and peace upon all y'all, family. Exodus chapter 1. About to say something, Sham? Talk to him.
No, I was, but then I was
Go
like,
ahead.
you know, I'm good. I'm
No, you
good.
got it. You got it, my brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell everybody, uh, continue to, be prayed up, family.
Absolutely.
Uh, stay connected. Meditating scriptures like in the book of Joshua, day and night.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be distracted by the everythings of the world, because I know we can get distracted sometimes of stuff that's going on. Just keep your eyes open and focus and pay attention to what's happening. As we sit back and watch everything that goes on and the things that's
Absolutely.
going on in the media and presidencies and watching these prophecies come past every day. So
Absolutely, my brother. I concur. I concur. This is Exodus chapter 1 and verse 1 to 12. And we'll tell y'all when we're going to skip down. Everybody coming in, shalom to all the family coming in. Shalom to all the family coming in. Exodus chapter 1 and verse 1. And it reads, Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. All the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come, and let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. Do it sound familiar, Sham? Do it sound familiar, family?
that definitely sounds familiar. And I love the way you read that, and it talks about the children of Israel and the 70 souls. And you notice two tribes wasn't named, Ephraim and Manasseh, but they didn't exist.
Right. Talk to him,
They
Sham.
they didn't exist. That's what people have to understand. It's tells you right there who the children of Israel is, who was the tribes, and where they was at in Egypt. But that's another story. I just wanted to mention that. We got to catch certain things when we're reading. And
And
yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm glad you pointed that out, Sham. Even I wasn't thinking that. So thank you for that, brother, because that's going to help when we going forward. Because by you showing them that Ephraim and Manasseh, they are not named, family. And when he said Joseph was in Egypt already, so I counted 11 and Joseph made 12. Where is Ephraim and Manasseh in these names? They're not there, family. Because they represent their father, which is the original tribe, but his name is Joseph. But he received a double portion, meaning a double blessing. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Manasseh have land east and west of the Jordan River. That's the double portion.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
Ephraim is a small tribe. They didn't even have that much land. But Manasseh had a lot of land. But that's another story. But yeah. And as y'all can see, family, the same thing that's going to happen. Well, that was going on back then. Look how we multiplying today here in the societies where we at.
Facts.
But we're not overrunning the heathen where we at now because of the prophecy that's in Deuteronomy 4, where it tells you that we'll be left few in number.
Fear in number. Yep. Everywhere we scattered. Fear in number, family. Yep.
But we still multiplying. And you also got to remember they doing everything to try to destroy LC, because the scripture says they want no remembrance of the seed of Israel no more. But the fact that the weapons of war, what they use against us, not only that it's affecting the heathen more, but even though it's affecting our people too, we're still growing.
We
You know what I
still
mean?
going.
The Most High ain't allowing them to destroy us.
Absolutely, Sham. Facts. So now, family, I'm gonna jump down to verse 15 through 19. 15 through 19. Then I'll tell you when I'm gonna skip down again. Verse 15 through 19. And it reads, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shar, and the name of the other Pur. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But I want y'all to notice, there's a difference between murder and killing. Pharaoh murdered the sons. The Most High killed his firstborn. Everything that was in firstborn in Pharaoh's house, the Most High is not a murderer. Pharaoh murdered our firstborn. God killed his firstborn because what he did was premeditated murder. The Most High is not a murderer. So
Right.
stop listening to Israelites out here telling you the Most High murdered. No, he killed. He don't murder.
Right.
Go ahead,
And
Sham.
some years ago, brothers got mad at me for saying that the Most High don't murder. And I told them that we know the Most High don't murder because he don't sin.
He
The
don't
Most High
sin.
is without sin.
Talk to him.
So they talking about, I'm saying that they tried to say, and this was mainly GMS and a couple other people trying to say that I was saying that the Most High, I'm like he don't have the ultimate power, and I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the Most High teach us not to sin. So if murder is sin and killing is not a sin, why would the Most High murder anybody when he don't need to? He can just kill. It don't make sense. He won't never tell us to be perfect and sin can't be in his presence, and then we'll go and murder somebody. It don't make sense. King David was punished for murdering, but he killed thousands of people and never was looked at bad. He just said he had too much blood on his hands to build a temple, but he was afraid of the Most High. You see what I'm saying, King Judah?
Excellent point.
What did he
Excellent
do?
point.
Murdered one man and got in trouble.
In trouble. Excellent point, man. David killed plenty of people, but got in
Thousands.
trouble for murdering one man. Thousands upon thousands. David did not get in trouble for killing, but he got in trouble. Man, excellent point, Short Sham. Excellent point, brother.
For an example, too, think about the thousands of forceps he collected for Saul's daughter.
Right.
Make it make sense. That's why I was like, so you want to tell me the Most High murder? Most High don't sin. He don't murder. He kill.
He killed.
Righteous killing.
Righteous killing. Facts, Sham. Facts. Let me read that again, y'all. I'm going to pick it back up at verse 16. Excellent point, my brother. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women and see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him, but really murder him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared our Elohim and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men, children alive. Do y'all hear this? They did not listen to him. This called faith. Faith been around for a long time, y'all. It did not come into the New Testament. Faith been around for a long time. This right here required faith, what they did. They didn't listen to him. They believed Yah, meaning they had faith in Yah.
Correct.
Verse 17, but the midwives feared Elohim and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men, children alive. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, what have you done this thing? Why have you done this thing and have saved the men, children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively and are delivered ere the midwives come. Man, we pop out babies.
Now, right
Babies
now, right. It talks about the spirit, but it's different between an Egyptian woman and the way that they act and the Israelite women, even though that they look the same, similar. You know what I mean? That's the difference between an Israelite woman and a so-called well, we will put it like this: as far as the phenotype, you have your Hamitic Negro and you have your Shemitic Negro, and it's a difference between us, even though we look the same. As far as the spirit, our people is more livelier than them in many ways. And it's a book too that the brother Reginald Saint Swarthy got that talks about the Negro phenotype of us being Jews. I gotta get that book because
Okay.
it's a powerful book, bro. It talks about how the Israelites are Negro phenotype and how the African phenotype is pretty much the same as ours, and we come out of that phenotype of race. But in the book, it speaks of a difference between a Hamitic Negro and a Shemitic Negro, even though we look as the same.
Absolutely. Talk to him. Now we're going to jump down to verse 22, family. Verse 22. Verse 22. And it reads, and Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born, ye shall cast him into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive. Now you know where the Gentiles, the nations, now you understand where they got casting our babies for alligator bait. Now remember, you can do some research on this. The Nile River didn't have no alligators. We talking crocodiles. Crocodiles. Pharaoh is throwing our babies in the Nile River where it is known to have Nile crocodiles.
And the worship of their god. Now, if you know anything about ancient Egypt, they used to worship a crocodile called Sobak. Sobak was an ancient crocodile that they used to worship in ancient Egypt. Some people believe that it was an albino crocodile, but Sobak, he was actually one of the gods. They had temples where they used to worship the thing, and they would have him down there in the temple and used to set like flowers and all types of stuff, and people used to go worship Sobak. So if you do any studies on ancient Egypt, you'll know that they have the crocodile worship.
Talk to him, Sham. Appreciate that, my brother. Now we going to Exodus chapter 2, y'all, because remember, we got to let this Bible walk it down to y'all. Now we going to Exodus chapter 2, because now somebody was saved alive. Somebody didn't get cast into this river, because when y'all got a purpose for your life, that purpose is going to fulfill itself. Nothing can stop the purpose that y'all have on your life, family. I don't care what turmoil, trials, and tribulations, whatever trying to knock you down. When he has a purpose for you, it's going to fulfill itself. It's going to fulfill itself. So he had a purpose for our ancestor Moses. Let's go to Exodus chapter 2, and I'm going to read verse 1 through 3. Then I'm going to tell y'all when I'm going to skip down. Exodus chapter 2 and verse 1 through 3. And it reads, and there went a man out of the house of Levi and took a wife, the daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could no longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes and daubed it with slime and with pitch and put the child therein. And she laid it by the flames by the river brinks. Jump down to verse 5 through 6. Verse 5 through 6. And it reads, and the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flames, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrew children. So let's get this right now. Pharaoh's daughter already knew this was a Hebrew baby. So for all the Egyptian people.
But why though? That's the thing. Why did she know it was a Hebrew baby?
Because what he was wrapped in.
And the fact that he was in the water. Because them sons were supposed to, right. But the thing is, we got to remember this. If the ancient Egyptians and the Israelites, you could tell a difference between them, and we know they had the same phenotype. How was Moses, as a baby, was able to integrate into their society and be raised in a Pharaoh house if they wasn't identical? You see what I'm saying, Kjudah? Go ahead.
Absolutely. No, excellent point. Now we're going to jump down to verse 10 through 12. 10 through 12. Because I got to like jump around, y'all, because we can't read everything in one night. So now we're going 10 through 12. And it reads, and the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren. Y'all see this? Sham, family. Moses know who he is, even though he being raised in the Egyptian household.
Now, let me say this real quick to you,
Go
Judah.
ahead. You got
Family, we have to understand Moses learned all the ways of the Egyptians.
Absolutely.
This is why I try to get everybody to understand. Paul is like the New Testament Moses and Moses is the first of the Old Testament in his ways, because the same way as Paul knew Rome and their laws, their ways, and everything, Moses knew the same thing during the ancient Egyptian times. People also have to remember, if you read the book of Josephus, you're going to find out that Moses was a general in the Pharaoh's army.
Yes, he was. Facts.
So Moses knew a lot. Moses actually looked like an ancient Egyptian. He wore the same kind of garments and clothes that they wore, because guess what? That's their customs. He was Hellenized in their society, just like we are Hellenized in this society. Even our forefather Joseph, the greatest Israelite of all, which I don't care what nobody say, but it's just 100% facts. There was no Israelite greater than Joseph. He was the best, and our forefather Jacob favorite. When the other Israelites saw their brother, they did not know that was Joseph. Why? Because he looked like an ancient Egyptian, because he integrated into their society. Now ask yourself this: if you haven't seen your brothers in years, or your brothers in years, and your brothers into another society, right? But he looked like an Egyptian, but he's a Jew. Make it make sense, Kjudah. How you not know that that's your brother? If Israel and the Egyptians didn't have the same phenotype, or they didn't look alike, and we can go through the scriptures, and the Lord compares us to the Egyptians and the Ethiopians, and we all look like we all of the Negro race or the Negro phenotype. Make it make sense. But go ahead, Kjudah.
And Sham, another good point to add to what you just said is that Joseph had on the Egyptian attire, so they most certainly couldn't tell they was their brother. So if they didn't have the same phenotype, they would have said, "Hey, they go, man, that's Joseph." They didn't do that. They could not recognize their own brother, y'all.
Exactly.
Could not recognize him. He had to reveal himself to them. What's that?
Exactly. Now, see, Kjudah, listen. Ask yourself this, and this is why I say the Most High is so masterful in the work of the scriptures. Ask yourself that. Why is this in the scriptures and the Most High have it this way? You have to make it make sense. When people tell you certain things, you be like, well, wait a minute. Why is it like this in the scriptures then? Why would the Most High leave clues? You see what I'm saying, Kjudah? Even when our forefather Jacob, Israel passed away, what did they say? This was a great morning for the Egyptians. But the Egyptians... Exactly. So wait a minute. The children of Israel that was mourning, they thought that they was Egyptians? How? Just make it make sense. But go ahead.
Absolutely. Great point. Verse 12. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Do y'all see this? Let me go back up to verse 11. I read verse 10 and not 11. So he went out there to see his brethren, right? Let's see what Moses said. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses, and she said, because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and he looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. Jump down. Go ahead.
I wanted to add something right there, right? What you just said. Now you notice, can you go back to that part where he said he saw the Egyptian spiting his brother?
I got you.
Can you read that part real quick one more time? Because I got something to say. I want to show y'all something that y'all going to miss, because I got to add something else in about Joseph. But read that part one more time real quick, Kjudah.
I got you. Exodus chapter 2 and verse 11 again. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and he looked on their burdens. And when he spied an Egyptian smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren.
Right. Now, ask yourself this, Israel. If people looked alike, but they know that they was different tribes during that time, right? Ask yourself this. Joseph was second in command in Egypt, and you had African tribes that was serving under him, was racist against Joseph, and he was at a higher rank than him and didn't even want to eat with Joseph. This is the exact same thing we're seeing here when Moses said he see an Egyptian spiting one of his brothers, right? It's the same thing. Joseph was the second highest man in Egypt, but they was racist towards Joseph, and they didn't like Joseph, but they knew Joseph was a Jew. They knew he was an Egyptian. Make it make sense, Kjudah.
Make it make sense.
Ask yourself that. But go ahead.
Excellent point, brother. Hey, anytime you need to stop me, brother. Stop me. Now jump down to verse 15 to 21. Now, we getting to where we going. Now remember, in chapter 1, verse 1 through 12, we read about when Jacob and them went into Egypt. Now I want to say this, family. You can find this in the Bible. All you have to do is get you some maps and ask the Most High for understanding. Joseph and his father and them, they was dwelling in Hebron.
Mm-hmm.
They left Hebron when Joseph sent the chariot down there to do what? Bring them from Hebron into Egypt. And the Pharaoh that loved Joseph gave them what? Goshen. Where was Goshen located? East of the Nile River, family. I'm saying all of this because we got to just keep it real. You got brothers like Ron Dalton, that's still our brother. I love him. But he's teaching that they left Egypt and went to South Africa. Or they left the Goshen and crossed the Nile River and went down to South Africa. I tell you this, family. There is no scripture in the Bible that would tell you that they went and crossed the Nile River to get down to South Africa. They did not do that, family. No scripture support this. They came from Hebron and went to Egypt. And when they left Egypt, guess where they went, y'all? They went not the way of the Philistines, but they went the way of the Sea of Reeds and crossed over to get to where? Saudi Arabia, close to Midian, the Mount Sinai. That's book. That's history. Not something I'm making up. So when people telling you our land is in South Africa, Ethiopia is Jerusalem, not true at all, family. Now, you can believe these people all you want. But if you come telling me that, I'm going to ask you to give me this chapter, verse, and scripture. That's it. I'm going to ask you to give me the chapter, verse, and scripture. So I just want to point that out, that they left Hebron and went to Egypt, and they gave them Goshen. Go look at a map. Where's Goshen? East of the Nile River. So why would they cross the Nile River and they were just throwing babies in there being eaten by crocodiles? Make it make sense.
Correct.
Make it make sense. Let's get it, Sham. Okay, now we're going 15 to 21. And it reads, now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian. And he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up. Remember what Sham just told y'all. He stood, man, this man was a general. This man knew how to fight. So he stood up for the women. You know, he had hands. You know, he wasn't no weakling. This Moses, a general. And Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they saw, and when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that you are come so soon today? And they said, an Egyptian, Hebrew, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of a Hebrew. They said an Egyptian, family. So Moses looked like an Egyptian.
Exactly. Why? Because he was dressed in Egyptian attires and customs and what they wore.
Talk to him.
And it's some statues that they have of Moses. I gotta find that statue that I got from Elder Yehuda some years ago. They showed him Moses when he had a bald head and he wore like the garment turban around his body, and it had like the Egyptian writing on it that they have in like a British museum.
Right.
Showing Moses of being a Negro. I still have that somewhere, them images of Moses. And that's the same for Joseph. That's why he would wear the turban top, because you know back then they were shaving their head bald, right? And that's why I try to tell everybody a lot of those customs. The Most High said, "Thou shalt not do as the Egyptians," meaning keeping their customs, because our people was Hellenizing to their ways, and the Most High didn't want us doing, the practices that they cut. That's why a lot of our laws is around what they did in their society as well. Well, go ahead, KJ.
Verse 19 again. And they said, an Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water enough for us and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? And why is it that you have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. And he gave Moses Shar, his daughter, and she bare him a son. Okay, jump down to verse 23 to 25. 23 to 25. We just get to the main points. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto Elohim by reason of the bondage. And Elohim heard their groaning, and Elohim remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And Elohim looked upon the children of Israel, and Elohim had respect unto them. No, he no respect the person. Y'all always got to understand the scriptures in context. He's no respect the person in his judgments, his law, meaning that he's not going to punish one man and you sin, and then he's not going to punish you. No, he not respect the person like that. But he had respect unto his people Israel. And he still have respect unto his people Israel. Guess why? Because his mind towards us is not evil, but it is love and peace to give you an expected end. He loved you, family. He had respect unto you. Look at what they was going through. He heard their crying, and he didn't like what they was going through. He don't like what you're going through now. But in order for somebody to get correction, what you don't fear, you will never respect. So he got to give you the correction, because the correction is going to change you and make you come back to him. That's what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to say it again. When you don't fear something, you would not respect it. You're going to do whatever you want to do because you don't respect that which you're supposed to fear. But because now we fear Yah, we know the truth, we know what he can do, that make us respect him and fear him, and also walk in his ways. But you would never respect that which you don't fear. Never. And a lot of people don't have respect for Yah. That's why our people do what they want to do and live how they want to live. But when the hammer come down and they bleeding upside the head, what's the first thing people say? Oh, God, please, God, help me, Lord. Anybody will do that. It don't matter what race it is. Everybody call, even though he's not a God, but everybody call on God when something bad happening. But when things going good for a lot of people, they don't call on his name. They can care less. I'm doing good, what I need him for.
Even the atheists.
Even the atheists say, oh, God, no, God, help me.
So it's time to get up out of here. Because
my brother.
Oh, go ahead. What'd you say, Kjudah?
Anything you want to add, Sham?
Yeah, I wanted to say,
Sham,
yeah, because my wife.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, my wife sent me a video of a female talking, and she was talking some stuff about how people are fooled in the concept that there is a higher power. And I said, man, these people always come up with these stupid concepts, because she's trying to make it like we are gods. And I said, we are, but we can't heal ourselves. We can't do certain things. And to use the form of, see, we the creators of all this stuff in the realms. Yeah, we are part creations, but if we're like supreme beings, then why are we dying in these vessels that we're our spirits is controlling? Why we can't just live forever then?
Right.
But I was telling my wife, people put videos out there like that to try to say we're being enslaved and we're on our knees begging to a higher power that's in the sky, like that they can do something for us, and try to use the excuse of why he let all these children get killed. And I say, don't get caught up in that. That's philosophy of man and Satan. What the do as thy will syndrome. Everybody has some type of higher authority or spiritual connection in the realm where it's something over them, you know, even us, because we can't really do a whole lot on our own, because if we could, we wouldn't be dying, and we would be able to heal ourselves if we was a power and we didn't need no type of spiritual, you know what I'm saying, K Judah?
Absolutely.
Connection.
Absolutely, brother. Facts. Facts, Sham. So now we're going to Exodus chapter 3. And I'm going to read 1 through 4. Then I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. Exodus chapter 3. Because now we finna get to Moses talking to Yahshua HaMashiach. Even though a lot of people don't understand this, but that's who he's talking to. Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 through 4. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert. Time out. Whoa, hold up. What you mean you led them to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God? Hold on. If you are in Midian, and I know from looking at maps and history, Midian is in Saudi Arabia, or close in Saudi Arabia. So Moses was by the mountain of our Elohim by Midian. So time out. What is Moses doing on the other side of the Sea of Reeds in Midian by Arabia? Why Moses it just flee somewhere on the continent somewhere?
Right.
I'm trying to just get y'all to think, family. Like, really, if the mountain of our Elohim is beyond the Sea of Reeds, how they did not cross the Sea of Reeds, even though he didn't have to have them cross the Sea of Reeds, but he was trying to prove them to see whether they was going to obey. He could have took them away of the Philistines, but he did not. He did not. So he took them the way of the Sea of Reeds. So the point that I'm making, y'all, just stick to the book. Don't stick to what people want you to believe. Stick to what the scriptures tell you to believe. Verse 1 again. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of our Elohim, even to Horeb, where we know as Mount Sinai. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, Elohim called unto him out of the... Hold on, I thought he just said the angel of the Lord. So this is what y'all need to understand too. Even if he sent an angel, the angel still going to say whatever the Lord tell him to say. So it's going to be like the angel saying it, but it's really coming from the Lord. Like when the angel said, I brought you up from Bakum, but you have rebelled. Who told that angel to say that? The Lord did, fam. So angels are only going to speak whatever put in their mouth, like the Holy Spirit. Christ say, what he hear, he speak. He testified me. The point I'm telling y'all is that whatever the Father give the Son give it to the Holy Spirit give it to Israel. They don't deviate. They are one. They one. So he say, verse 4, and when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, Elohim called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. Now jump down to verse 7 through 10. 7 through 10. And it reads, and the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land unto a good land, and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. To understand this, all you got to do is go to Jubilees. Why, Kjudah? Because the Jubilees is going to explain to you what the Canaanites did, what the Hittites did, what the Amorites did, what the Perizzites did, what the Jebusites did. What did they do, Kjudah? They took something that belonged to the 12 tribes of Israel, which was called Lebanon. They took Lebanon. It didn't belong to them. So when we was in Egypt, guess who was dwelling in our land? These people. It was never called the land of Canaan. It was called the promised land, or the land flowing with milk and honey. When they took the land, they changed the land to the name of Canaan. It was never called Canaan. It's always good to learn some on your way to learning something, family. Verse 9. Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen their oppression, wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto our Elohim, who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? Do y'all not see what Moses doing? Moses doing what a lot of us do. It's called whining. Man, why me? Use somebody else, man, please. I can't do it.
Scared. He know he murdered somebody, and he got to go face a whole army.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of us do that. Come on, man. I don't want to teach the Bible, man. Use somebody else to do it, man. It's scary, Lord. You're going to kill me if I make a mistake. Boy, go do what I told you to do. I'm going to be with you. All that whining. Like when he told Joshua, man, get up off the ground. Man, what you doing, man? Stand up on your feet like a man. You got somebody around you, boy, that done stole the cursed thing.
Hey, Judah, it's like this too. When you getting bullied on a block and your father like, you ain't running no more. You're going to fight that boy. And you be like, no, Daddy, he bigger than me. And then he be like, get your butt down the street. I'm going with you. Your father behind you. You going to fight today. And then you scared and you got to fight the bully.
You got to fight him.
And your dad right behind you saying, either you going to do it? Well, he said, you better fight him or you got to deal with me. And you out there crying and you got to fight.
Out there and start fighting too, boy, because you don't want to deal with that. That's right, Sham. You right. Excellent point, brother. All right, family. Now, check this out. Let's walk this down real quick. We showed you what happened in Egypt. We showed you that Moses was born. The daughter of Pharaoh took Moses. She raised him as her own son. But remember this, Moses looked at his brethren, meaning Moses knew he was a Hebrew. And you got to remember this, y'all. Y'all remember that the Pharaoh's daughter sent Moses back to his mama for her to nurture him. You don't think she was teaching Moses who he is? So Moses knew who he was, but like Sham say, he learned all the ways of the Egyptians. So he had education in Egypt, and he also knew he was a Hebrew. It's like us in America. They call us what? African American. Once the truth came to us, we don't call ourselves African American. We call ourselves Israelites, but we live in America. So we didn't learn the ways of America, right, Sham? We didn't learn the ways of America. But now that we have awakened, we have put aside to learn the Hebrew, to go back to our original tongue, to get the books that identify us. Now we more into our own culture instead of the American culture. Knowledge now.
Right. Now let me make a point on what you just said too, KJ, about Moses being sent back to his mother to be nurtured. Family, you got to remember this. This is the reason why the Most High didn't want us mixing, because he knew that the mothers were just the first teachers of the children. And when you go back into Nehemiah, what happened? The children of Israel was speaking half Hebrew and half heathen language because they was being nurtured by their mothers that were heathens. And you got to understand that they're going to teach the child about their God and what they believe, and not the Most High, because those women are not dealing with, the Most High. They're dealing with whatever they believe in. And this is why it's a problem for the child, because you're taking on the heathenistic ways and not the Israelite cultures and ways and heritage that the Most High gave us. So once, our women, or that's under our power and divine, because they're the first teachers of the child, it wouldn't be no problem, because if the mother is speaking Hebrew, she's going to teach the child Hebrew. He wouldn't have to worry about learning British because the mother is British and whatever they believe in. And she will teach, this is how you pray, son, to such and such deity instead of the Most High.
Right.
But go ahead, KQ.
Absolutely. Excellent point, brother. Now, family, he told Moses, hey, I'm sending you, Moses. Now, remember, we can't read everything in one setting. So now we're going to get to the point. to where he about to deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt. The Lord then brought the 10 plagues on Egyptians' 10 gods. Did y'all know that? That 10 plagues was mocking their 10 gods. Now, they could have had more gods, and I believe they did. But I'm just telling you, the 10 plagues represented 10 mockery of their gods to see what your God gonna do against me. And those gods didn't do nothing against our Elohim. Every plague that he brought, they had a god for the water. They had a frog god. They had this type of god. Every plague that he brought was a mockery of their 10 gods. And I got all the pictures and the history that go behind it. I just didn't want to pull all that out tonight because we're just trying to talk about the wilderness and what's going to happen in the future. So now we're going to Exodus chapter 12 because Moses, the Lord didn't send Moses to go get his people. And they brought them plagues upon Pharaoh. And when they got to this one last plague, Pharaoh said, get up out of here. Because remember, he murdered our firstborn, but the Most High about to do something to his firstborn. Let's see what it is, Israel. This is Exodus chapter 12. And I'm going to read verse 1 through 7. Exodus chapter 12.
And Kjudah, let me say this real quick too.
Yeah, go ahead.
The same thing that happened in the Old Testament also happened in the New Testament. The murdering of the sons.
Facts.
And that's why we like, it's all sequential order. It's nothing new with it, man. It's just things come around in the old time, always coming back around in another generation.
Coming back in another generation. Facts.
What happened in Moses' generation also happened in Yahushua's generation as well, where they started murdering the sons. But go ahead.
That's facts. Exodus chapter 12, verse 1 through 7. And it reads, and Elohim spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month should be unto you the beginning of months. It should be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they should take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for the house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it, according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, Yahshua, a male of the first year, he the first fruit. You should take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and you should keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel should kill it in the evening, no, in the morning, in the evening. And they should take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they should eat it. So that blood represents your faith. The blood represents your faith, because if you believe, you did what you was told. If you didn't believe, you didn't put the blood on the doorpost. And if you was a firstborn, it don't matter if you was an Israelite. Disobedience don't have a tribe, a color, or anything. Obedience is obedience. Now the law was given to you, but if the Egyptians would have obeyed, they would have covered their house. They would have covered their house. But like I told you, obedience don't have a skin color, a creed, a tribe. No. Whoever willing to obey, they gonna be protected. Whoever willing to obey, you can find protection. Just like if nations come under Israel, one law for all, and you do as the Israelites do, and you really trying to serve our Elohim, your family can find protection. But if you want to be stiff-necked and rebellious, like our people stiff-necked and rebellious, even though we're going to get hit upside the head more than you, but you're going to get hit upside the head too. So all nations, you're going to get it. You just won't get it like us, but you're going to get it. Because he said the law to yourself, if you keep it, is a law of nature to yourself. Even though it wasn't given to you, you still know right from wrong. You know you don't supposed to murder. You know you don't supposed to rob somebody. You know you don't supposed to steal. You know this. It's a law to yourself.
And that's why people get punished even more, Kjudah.
Absolutely.
From doing crimes with the heathens. Like, you notice you be saying stuff in the judgment, and it'd be like the news. And then it'd be like, okay, you had the white person and then the black guy. They gave the black guy 7 years for a stupid petty crime and gave the white man probation. They did the same crime though. That's crime. I'm gonna punish you, Israel, 7 times more.
7 times more. Facts, Sham. You're going to get it 7 times more than anybody else, because you only have I known out of all the families of the earth. You only do I know. And you my firstborn, and I'm going to bust your head to the white meat until you come back to me, Israel. That's why he told you that which come into your mind should not be at all. As you say, we're going to be like the heathen. Boy, he say with fear repose, oh, I'm going to rule over you. I'm going to rule you, whether you want me to or not. You the one going to be hurt. I'm not, man, you can't hurt the Lord. We going to be hurt, family. We hurting ourselves. You can't hurt him. You break his heart because, you know, we don't listen well, but this man sitting on the throne, majestic, glowing with rainbows and thunder and lightning falling from the throne. You think you can hurt him? Fire down from the feet to his loins and upper body. Man just glistering and shining and looking all fly. Him and the Father. Just got fly clothes on. Clothes you ain't never seen before. Silk, linen, beautiful garments. Come on, man. Man papped about the girdle with gold. Real gold. You can't hurt the Lord. We hurting us by being disobedient. That's why when people be like, man, I'm mad at the Lord, man, I hate him. You hurting yourself saying that. He's sitting on the throne, just beholding everything, but you can't hurt him. Stop it.
Our problem, Kjudah, is we just don't want to follow rules, brother. That's all it is. We want to be like it says. Israel's a stiff neck and rebellious nation, bro. That's what it is. We just rebellious.
Just rebellious, bro. You're right, man. You're right. And Sham, we about to read some of that rebellions as we continue to go. As we continue to go, brother, we finna read a lot of rebellion, brother. So this is same chapter, verse 12 to 13 now, because he told him to put the blood on the doorpost. Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt. Y'all see that with an S? Against all the gods. I told you the 10 plagues was mocking their gods. And all the gods of Egypt. And I will execute judgment. I am the Elohim. And the blood should be to you for a token upon the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. And the plague should not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. Now jump down to verse 21 and 23. Verse 21 and 23. And it reads, then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. And ye should take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin and strike the lintel and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you should go out at the door of his house until the morning. For I, Elohim, will pass through the land to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Elohim will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. Watch this, y'all. Jump down to verse 28 to 32. Verse 28 to 32. Now remember, in Egypt, Pharaoh murdered our firstborn babies. All boys, he murdered them. You haven't heard one time the Most High said, I'm going to go through the land and murder Pharaoh's firstborn. He just said, I'm going to execute judgment. So whatever a man put out is what he received. Pharaoh murdered,
right?
The Most High killed. Don't the Bible say, I kill and make alive? It don't say I murder and make alive. He say kill.
Right. And this is another example of it. When you read the 10 Commandments in Hebrew, it says, thou shalt not murder. So why would the Most High teach us not to murder?
And
then go and do it itself. Right.
Right.
When that's a law not to do that. Got to make it make sense.
Make it make sense, people. Verse 28 to 32. Verse 28 to 32. And the children of Israel went away and did as our Elohim commanded Moses and Aaron. So did they. And it came to pass that at midnight, the Elohim smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both you and the children of Israel. Go and serve your God as you have said, and take your flock and your herds as you have said, and be gone and bless me all. Oh, now you want a blessing. Now he looking for a blessing, Shar. All that noise he was talking. Who is your God? Who is he that I shall obey him? Boy, when the Lord smote that boy firstborn, and from the cattle to the houses, wherever, to the dungeon, to the prisons, everybody that was firstborn, there was not a house where there was not one dead. Somebody died that night, and a lot of people, even cattle. So he wasn't playing with Pharaoh, family. So he that touches you, touches the apple of his eye. So all the Gentile nation, boy, I am scared for you. Because what's coming to you? He said, I'm going to bring things on you ain't never heard of. Man, that scare me, man. I have heard of tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, vapor of smoke and fire. I done seen tsunamis, all type of disasters. What do you have that we never heard of? I don't want to know, but he about to bring it on the nations.
And K. Jude, I want to say this real quick too about the murdering and the killing. I don't know if y'all know about people who murder and people who kill people, but if you ever listen to how people says, like, even some of my friends of mine who murder people, how they, when they got guns and run down on somebody and murder somebody out of like just spite or hate or whatever. It's a difference when you murder someone, because you get haunted by a lot of that stuff from murdering over the years. When you just kill somebody in self-defense or trying to save your life or somebody, it's a difference from murdering and killing somebody. Even psychologically, a lot of people go listen to these people that murder people, or you would say somebody is serial killers, man. Yes. They have mental issues in their mind, and they get haunted from murdering and stuff like that. People who murder people. But people who killed people before, man, they still live on like normal people, like that might have had to kill somebody, so to save their child or anything, and then they're not haunted by what they had to do. You know what I mean? It might have took a toll on their life where, yeah, I had to do that, but I had to do what I had to do. I got over it. But people who murder people, man, these people be haunted all through their life. Be like they scared to sleep, or they be having these nightmares. They be praying the nightmares go away. Go listen to some of these murderer killer people who then murdered and killed people, and it's talking about how they be haunted for murdering. But go ahead, KJ.
Absolutely, Sham. Everything you said on point. Now jump down to verse 36. Verse 36. And it reads, and the Elohim gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Now jump down. Here you go, y'all. Jump down to verse 40 to 41. 40 to 41. 40 to 41. And it reads, now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self-same day, it came to pass that all the hosts, no, he left some behind, that all the hosts of our Elohim went out from the land of Egypt. Do it sound familiar, Sham? He saved all the hosts, and he said in the book of Romans that all
Israel shall be saved.
There y'all go, family. So now you understand why I say all Israel shall be saved, because he's not going to leave one Israelite left behind. The same thing he did in Egypt, Sham just told you, it's the same thing in the New Testament, which is the truth. Yes, it is. Same thing. It's just repeating itself. Go ahead, Sham.
Right, the recovery. A lot of that's why I tell everybody about the Old Testament and New Testament. And a lot of people say Paul was teaching against the Old Testament and going against the Torah. I don't believe that. It's two different philosophies in the Old Testament, just as the same as it is in the New Testament. You just got to understand you're in a different empire, different lingo. And we also got to remember too, family, that the ancient Greeks and Romans went down into Egypt as well. So, it's a lot of stuff that's in Egypt that the Greeks and Romans took over, even though Israel wasn't there during that time. But still, it's like the same stuff over and over again. In the later dynasties,
Facts.
you had the white European pharaohs and rulers that took over during them days. So people got to understand that. That's why the book is so important in the way that it coexists the way it do, as far as
Facts.
Greek mythology, and that's why a lot of that stuff is the same as Egypt, or even worse, as far as with the statues and all the different gods in Roman and Greece time. It's just a continuation. That's all.
A continuation. And to bag my brother up when he just told y'all about the Romans and Greeks, he talking about the time when Ptolemy, remember, Alexander general, it was split. One of them went into Egypt and he took over Egypt. His name was Ptolemy. Yep.
Yeah.
Then you got Seleucus and all them, but Ptolemy was the one who ruled over Egypt. So yes, what my brother saying is documented history. You can go read it. Ptolemy took over Egypt. They come from the Greek Empire. So that's absolutely facts.
And Israel got enslaved again. Not the whole nation of Israel, but oppressed again, some Israelites, because they went back down into Egypt fighting a war. When you read into the book of Josephus, it talks about that that's why I tell you that Israel got to be recovered from Egypt again, because they fought in a war with Alexander and them when they took it over. It's like 100-something thousand Israelites fought with Alexander the Greek and his army. A lot of people don't understand that either. And Alexander the Greek was good to the Israelites. He was good to the Jews. He even made a sacrifice unto the Most High. If y'all go and learn and read about that, Alexander the Greek didn't have any problem with the Jews, and he was honored to even sacrifice to the Most High to learn who he was. When a priest, I believe the high priest, Levite priest, showed Alexander the Greek who he was in the book of Daniel's, the man with the leopard hat.
Facts.
So when you read about that in the book of Josephus, Alexander didn't do nothing wrong to the Jews. It was his predecessors started pressing Israel again.
That's right. So, and when they prophesied to him, he believed that the Most High was the Most High of all the earth when they showed him prophecies of him before he was even born.
And this is why you have the Septuagint, because he asked for the writings, because he was so amazed at what we had and knew. He was like, "Can I get your writings for the library? This is where you get the Library of Alexander." That's why you have the Old Testament and the Septuagint in Greek, because he wanted those books for his library to understand and to know who the Most High was in his language. Okay. That's what that was about. He wanted to be able to read the Bible for himself, to have a copy for his library, because what our people written about him. And then they said that he was so marveled by the presentation of the high priest and the garments that they wore. Now, can you imagine what they had on, Kjudah? If this man was shocked the way that they was dressed, like he was like, man, these people so powerful. Like he didn't even want to bring harm to Israel. He was so marveled at who they were, and say, you know what, man, do these people no harm. Like that's powerful.
Sam? You know what, my brother? It doesn't shock me. You remember. And then we're gonna get back to the lesson, family. You remember, Sham, when the queen of Ethiopia, Queen of Sheba, right? When she came down to Solomon, she was also stunned at the order of the priests, the musicians, and the way they was dressed. Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, that's probably like looking at the heavenly realm on earth, but nowhere near as better. I would say
nowhere near as better. But you know, Sham, everything that was set up down here is the way it is in heaven. He told Moses everything had to be at the pattern that he see. You see what I'm saying? So he had to do everything according to the pattern. So where did Yahshua get this from? The gift to Moses and the order of the priest, the clothes they had to wear, the mitri, the ephod, the 6 tribes on one side of the shoulder. Now all this is in heaven. Yahshua is the high priest.
And imagine how that garment looked that's on his body.
Oh my God, man. Man. But Sham, we didn't went through all that. Now, Moses get the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? The Most High smite the firstborn. You would think, Shar, Sham, and family in the chat, you would think the children of Israel, they about to obey. They didn't seen his power. They didn't seen his might. They didn't seen plagues. They didn't seen the water split open. They didn't seen fire by night and light by day. They didn't seen all this with their eyes. just to get to the wilderness and do this what we about to read. This is Exodus 16. This is terrible. This is Exodus 16, verse 1 through 3. Then I'll tell you when I'm going to skip down. Exodus 16, verse 1 through 3. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Zin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month, after their departing out of the land of Egypt. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to Yah we have died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full? For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Now jump down to verse 8 through 9. Verse 8 through 9. And Moses said, this should be, when thy Elohim should give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that the Lord heareth your murmuring, which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmuring are not against us, but against your Elohim. And Moses spake unto Aaron, say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he have heard your murmuring. Do y'all see this, family? They just witnessed miraculous things. They just witnessed supernatural things. They witnessed things they have never saw before, just to get to the wilderness to murmur and complain, y'all. Wouldn't you know that your Yah can do anything? That your Elohim, there's nothing beyond his limits? Not to these people. Oh man, he just brought us out of there. He just want to kill us. We don't got no food. We don't got no water. Look what he doing to us. He just brought us out to kill us. The Lord had to deal with this, y'all. In the wilderness, people just complaining and whining and whining. Go ahead, Sham.
Yeah, you're right, brother. Our people are like babies, man. That's all we do, brother, is complain about everything. Don't try to make anything better for ourselves. Always want to hand out. You see, that's the way that our people stuck now in the system. Anytime something happens, they need to get this people down here to do this. We don't never want to do anything for ourselves, man. Like, that's why our people are so scared to separate. And I was going to tell you that too. I wanted to do a show about is, you know, with the whole separation stuff. That's another thing, though.
We gonna do it too next week.
Yeah, because our people so lazy, man. They just scared to separate and do things on their own, brother. And we the greatest people doing damn near everything. What are we afraid of? The Lord gave us the power. You see what I'm saying? They keep us out the marketplace for a reason. But that's our problem as a people. We got to stop whining. We got to stop crying. Stop being afraid to not be in the control when we are the people that's supposed to be in control. We are the people that's supposed to be the leaders and the guardians of this planet and to make sure that this earth is ran well. This earth was made for our sakes. We have to stop being afraid and take our position and lead this place the way we're supposed to. And stop being whiners. This is why the Lord says the ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib. But Israel, my people, doesn't know. They don't even consider. We don't even consider about being the leaders or being the best. We just want to be pacified. And it's just terrible, man. It makes us weak as a people.
Yes, absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. Exodus chapter 17. He goes some more crying, y'all. I'm sorry. I mean, when I read these scriptures and I read about all this murmuring, I couldn't believe, or when I first came into the truth, I couldn't believe what I was reading, man. Because we didn't read a lot of these chapters. We didn't have no understanding what chide mean and, you know, all this stuff these people doing. Man, when that knowledge hit though, whew, boy, you feel shame. You feel shame. Like, man, these our ancestors though. You know, we can't say nothing about our ancestors because we walking in their shoes. Now, we was a little bit better than them and different and obedient and then walking their ways. We can look back at, but we can't talk about them. We do the same thing they do, or not even worse. Exodus 17 and verse 1 through 3. And it reads, and all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Zin after their journeys, according to the commandment of our Elohim, and pitched in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses and said, give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, why chide ye with me? Wherefore do you tempt your Elohim? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses and said, wherefore is it this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? This the next chapter over, y'all. And look, they complained in chapter 15. They complained in chapter 17. They complained in chapter 16. Like, come on, family, what's going on? What the Lord supposed to do with their people, man? Huh? Just let them do what they want to do, y'all. Just let them keep murmuring and disrespecting him. Because that's actually what they doing. They disrespecting him. All what he just did for them, they still disrespecting him. And he allowed, man, the man so merciful, he wasn't even trying to plague these people. All he wanted was obedience, which is not that hard when you really love somebody. When you really love the Lord, you're going to do what he's saying. You ain't going to make excuses for wrongdoing. Because when you know to do better, you're supposed to do better. You don't supposed
It's
to
like
make
an impatient child.
Talk to me, Sham.
So
when you know
we
to
like
do
an
better,
impatient child.
like an unpatient child. And when you know to do better, you supposed to do better. There's no excuse that me and Sham can give our Elohim for us doing wrong when we know we supposed to do good. We know it. We won't get the grace and mercy that a lot of people will give. I don't believe it because it already convicts me in my mind. You can't lie, Kjudah. You can't lie, Sham. You better not play with my word, Kjudah. You better not play with my word, Sham. You better not cause not one of my people to stumble. Sham, you too. We can't do what other people can do. You got Negroes out here lying. They still wake up every day. I don't believe me and Sham can lie, not one lie, and wake up tomorrow. I don't believe that. Because the understanding he gave us is so great that what are we lying for?
Unless it's a slip of the tongue and we don't know, but not intentionally. I ain't doing that.
No, that's right. No, that's right. We cannot intentionally lie to you, Israel. We would not wake up tomorrow.
And I hate the fact that I get grilled by people, and I be like, people be like, because it's just how you say things, and I be like, man, the truth is bittersweet. I know it hurt, but I can't lie to you. And they be like, why? Because he'll kill me. You just don't understand. And I tell them, they think I'm crazy, and they be like, why would you say that? And I be like, because you understand, you cannot play with the Lord's word. It's dangerous. I said, I could never be a pastor and sit here and be on a pulpit telling you something that I know that ain't true. I'm not gonna. I say one thing about me. If you say, "Oh, I don't want to die and I just want to go to heaven and see my family again," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm gonna tell you, there's no heaven in the sky for you. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you if you die, you going up and you're gonna see everybody. Y'all gonna be waving flowers and No, that's not true. But I get scorned for being honest. You know what I mean? I'd rather tell the person the truth. Because I'm like, listen, if you go to the afterlife, you're going to see some things. And you'll be like, why wasn't I told this? See, the Lord told me, Sham, you got to give the people a choice. Because that way, when you give them a choice and they know, they can't say, well, Lord, I didn't know. And then you know what's going to happen? Here you go. And he gonna remind your memory, and then somebody told you this. So it's up to you whether you heard the truth or not. It ain't gonna be no, I never heard that before. Nobody never told me this. It's about giving the people choice. You have to have a choice. That's why the scriptures tell you what it says. Choose ye this day whether you want to live or die. Right, Kjudah?
Absolutely. That's what it says.
So we understand that we can't do certain things because the Lord gave us a choice whether we want to tell the truth or lie. And you know what happens if you tell the truth? You won't live. You know what's going to happen if you lie? You're going to die.
You're going to die. Facts. Now, family, what y'all witnessed so far as me and Sham on this panel? I done went to at least 3 chapters, and what y'all heard? Nothing but complaining and murmuring. Y'all, I'm sorry I got to do y'all like this. We got to go to another chapter, and guess what you about to hear? This is like the 4th chapter, y'all. Look at these people. Let's go to Numbers chapter 14, Sham. Numbers chapter 14, and I'm going to read verse 1 through 3, then I'll tell y'all when I'm skip down. These people witness things that we have not witnessed in our lifetime. A lot of us have never witnessed these miraculous things. Now we have witnessed supernatural things and miraculous things in our life as individuals, but as a nation, they witnessed water being divided. They witnessed fire by night, light by day. They witnessed plagues. I'm talking about, man, they just saw 10 plagues, and out of all the 10 plagues they saw, they witnessed Yah's power. They saw it with their eye just to get to the wilderness and start crying and whining and complaining. Woo. Numbers chapter 14, man. Verse 1 through 3, then I'll tell you when I'm skip down. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, would God that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would God that we have died in the wilderness? And whereby have the Lord brought us into this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return to Egypt? You was in Egypt being oppressed. You was in bondage. You was crying by reason of the taskmasters, by reason of your sorrow, and your Elohim heard your cries. And you get to the wilderness and gonna say, man, it was better for us when we was in Egypt. What y'all think they're gonna do when we get to the wilderness this time? It was better for us in America.
Right.
I had
big
you know
why?
Big
I can't walk and get a hot dog. There's no McDonald's down the street. You telling me I gotta go hunt a deer to get a sandwich? And you feel me? Because we don't want to do nothing, Kjudah. We don't want to do nothing. We got so pacified and lazy, bro, that we want everything just served on a silver platter. It's just so easy. But see, it's like it's going back to the beginning of hard work, dedication, working in the field, earning your meal. You know what I mean? Like, you know how back then when you ate dinner and you might eat one time in the morning, but your parents, they working and then they cooking all day, and then you finally get home to eat that dinner that they cooked over the stove, and that food be so good because you waited so long and you was thankful and grateful for that meal. See, that's the time we're going back to. That again, not no, I'm hungry, I'm going down the street to the bodega, I'm going up here to get me a sandwich from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be none of that. It's gonna be thankful food, eating again, eating it with your people again. No more sitting at the table, everybody on the phone ain't talking, everybody just eating whatever they ordered, pizza, chicken box, or all that garbage. You know what I'm saying, Kjudah?
We're going to be in the wilderness, like you just said, talking to one another, enjoying one another's company, and we're going to eat whatever the Lord provide for us. I bet you it won't be no complaining this time, because guess what? When they was doing this murmuring, they didn't see no similitude. They only heard the voice, but Moses got to talk to him face to face. Now check this out. He didn't want them making no images. He know these people. So what he did, he only allowed them to see his glory. But they saw the beautiful work under his feet, like sapphire. Guess what you gonna see? You ain't seeing no glory. You gonna see him face to face, Israel, eyeball to eyeball. You gonna see his hands being pierced. You gonna see his feet. You gonna see, when I say glory, I'm talking about they only saw his glory, family. You're gonna see his glory, but you're gonna see the person. That scares me. That's why he say every knee gonna bow. So how you gonna bow to something you don't see? And you're gonna see this man. You're gonna see him coming out to heaven, and you're gonna see him when you bring you to the wilderness to plead with you for 3.5 years. We gonna see him eyeball to eyeball. Go ahead, Sham.
And the scriptures tell us that Hamashiach Yahawashah, Yeshua, is the same as yesterday, as today, as tomorrow. So the same way he was back then, he looked the exact same when he come back to the earth, right? Just like how we did the lesson last time, it talks about us going into the ground and knowing our loved ones, and how I forgot who brought the scriptures out in the Baruch, or was it Sirach, about our bodies being spit into the earth and brought out the same. But we was talking about how we don't change. We look how we are created. Whatever your template is, this is you. You ain't coming back looking like somebody else. This is you. The only way I believe that you change is that you was born or created with deformities, and then because you got to be made whole, as far as like your body meaning health right or look right. But us as able-bodied people that's already whole, who you are is who you are. That's who you was created to be. So the same way Yahawashah Yeshua came, look, he's going to be the same person from back then. He's going to look the same when he return here in the flesh. Again,
Absolutely.
well, not in the flesh, but in the spirit of
In the spirit.
angelical body. But go
Right.
ahead.
Right. But my brother, right, you know, it's going to be a flesh body, but not the blood and the bones. I mean, not the blood. He got the bones, he got the flesh. He's a spirit now, though. That's why he can disappear, reappear. Y'all remember he did that in front of Peter and them. They say while the doors was closed, he appeared. So what my brother's saying is true. You're going to see him with your eyes. The only difference of Yahshua body now, there's no blood in it. Still got his flesh. Because you remember he told Thomas, touch me, handle me. But there was no blood in that body. Spirit being now. He's a spirit being. Back to what he was before, spirit being. Now he coming with full power. And like Sham say, as you saw him leave, you should so see him return. Now jump down.
And Kenji, let me say this too real quick, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if y'all ever heard this story, but I was listening to the story that these people was talking about how these beings came to the earth and told the powers of the bee that they coming back. And when they come back, they coming back in a force. And they was supposed to be Negroes. And they killed the person who they thought they killed. The person body, they chopped his body up.
I heard that.
Right. You heard that story too?
I heard that story.
How he appeared to the powers of the world and told them that they took his body, took it to different parts of the world. They said the person, he came back into the people office, y'all. They couldn't believe it. And he regenerated his body in front of the powers of the world and told them, see, I know y'all don't want us here, but no, it's nothing you can do to stop this. And they said, but it's going to be a whole bunch of us that's coming back in the future, and y'all going to pay. Told him that, and I believe that was an angel. After they killed him, well, they thought they killed him and shipped his body all over the place, was trying to blow different parts of his body up because they was killing him, and he was reforming in front of the people eyes, and they thought it was some type of trick, but no, they couldn't kill him. And then once they blew his body up and chopped him on all these different pieces, set them all different parts of the world, refigured his whole body back together in front of them and told them that they're going to leave. But when he come back, he said it's going to be so many of them that got the same abilities that what he was doing. It's nothing that said you're not going to stop us. And that's crazy. Go ahead, Kjudah.
Already. Now, family, what y'all notice? All this complaining and whining, guess who then got fed up? Our Elohim. Watch what he about to tell Moses. Jump down to verse 11 through 12. 11 through 12. Numbers chapter 14, 11 through 12. And our Elohim said unto Moses, how long will this people provoke me? How long will it be ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them, I will smite them with the pestilence and disinherit them. And I will make of thee a greater nation and mightier than they. Jump down to verse 27 to 35. 27 to 35. And it reads, how long shall I bear with this evil congregation, which murmur against me? I have heard the murmuring of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me. Say unto them, as truly as I live, said your Elohim, as you have spoken in my ears, so will I do to you. Your carcass shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered among you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old. Your mama told you 13, 16, 15. No. You're not held accountable into what he just said. 20 years old and up. You know exactly what you're doing at the age of 20. Even though, even a lot of, us men, we don't really develop our brain still is undeveloped and really don't become developed until we are around about close to 30. I'll say close to 30. Because the Most High could have been gave me the truth when I was about 25, 26. He said, nope. Guess when he gave it to me? When I was 30 years old. Guess when David became king? When he was 30 years old. Guess when Yahshua started teaching? When he was 30 years old. Guess when you can come into the Levitical priesthood? When you're 30 years old. The Lord know what he doing. He know that a man that's about 22, 23 want to go have some fun. He don't want to be taking anything serious. He's still childish in the mind. But when you get 30, boy, you supposed to know what's really going on. So he say 20 years old and up. So evidently the Lord know when you 20, you gonna be held accountable. You know exactly what you doing when you murmuring against me. But not when you're 15 and 13. Nah, man, come on, man. You a teen. You still wet behind the ear. Well, you still peeing in the bed. Well, you shouldn't be peeing in the bed at 13, but some of y'all still peeing in the bed at 13. So we know you ain't developed if you still peeing.
Exactly.
So do you see, Sham, that this man say from 20 years old, this whole congregation from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me, verse 30, doubtless ye should not come into the land concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. Out of all this great multitude, Sham, they died. But they children with Joshua and Caleb were saved alive to make it to the land. All this great multitude of people, they died, family. So they went from bondage to die in the wilderness. Wasn't even thankful that they just went through great hell just to get to the wilderness to die and not make it to the promised land. How terrible is that? How terrible is that? But what me and Sham about to show you, when I get to Ezekiel, it's going to repeat itself again, family, because there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun, people. Verse 31, but your little ones, which he said should be a prey, them will I bring in, and they shall know the land which you have despised. But as for your carcass, they shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your hold'ems, until your carcass be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which you search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year. Then me and Sham do the lesson where we showed y'all that days can turn to years. And when you hear the Lord say a week can be years also. It could be 7 days, or 7 days can be years, or 1 day can be 1 year. 2 days can be 2 years. So however the Lord want this to be in context with what he's saying, days can turn to years, or weeks can turn to years. Go ahead, Sham.
Right. No, I'm just agreeing as far as the time concept, because
Absolutely.
you know the way that the time work with the Most High is not the same as how we is in the earthly realm.
Facts. So he told them each day for a year, family, even 40 years. Remember, he just said 40 days, and then he say each day for a year. So if they if they search the land for 40 days and he say each day for a year, now it turned to 40 years, y'all. So 40 days just turned to 40 years. Ain't that sad? Ain't that sad, y'all? He say, even 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. The Elohim have said, and I will surely do it unto all this evil congregation that are gathered together against me. In this wilderness, they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. Terrible, man.
And what did we notice during this time, though, Kjudah? It's the cleansing of the people.
It's the cleansing of the people.
What you're doing, you're rooting out the bad fruit and letting new grow. And then once you've done, it's like just like when you go and planting and you get the bad out of there, and then everything good, you take them into the house. So that's pretty much what we're seeing when it comes to the cleanliness of Israel, the cleanliness of the people, because it's like the first fruits or the fruits period. You want the good fruit, and the bad fruit, you got to leave that to die and rot. Because if you take the bad fruit and with the good fruit, what happens? If you like, y'all go on YouTube, you'll see like they'll take a partially molded strawberry and connect it with a toothpick to another one, and then to another one, and then you notice the mold from the old bad strawberry start going to the next one, and then that one molded, now it molds the next one. That's how it is in Israel. Same type of concept. The bad fruit don't need to corrupt the good fruit. So we just want to take all the good fruit in and leave the bad fruit out there.
Absolutely, Sham. Like the wheat and the tares. So me and my brother just showed y'all when the Most High Yah used Moses to deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt. They went down 70 souls. He kept his promise to Abraham that I'm going to make your seed fruitful like the stars of heaven. When did that happen? When they went down to Egypt. They became fruitful and they increased. So he kept that promise. The covenant also passed down from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob. So the children of Israel saw all these signs and wonders just to get into the wilderness to perish. Like, what is going on in the mind of a person? You just witness supernatural things and you get to the wilderness and this man tell you you're going to die here. You ain't even get to make it to the promised land that flow with milk and honey. You ain't even get to enjoy the fruits of the land. You didn't get to enjoy anything. You just went from bondage to dying. Bondage to dying. I don't want to do that. We didn't been through enough. So I'm going to be obedient so I can receive the blessings now. We didn't went through enough curses. We didn't went through enough captivity. We went through lynchings, castrations, burnings, cutting up of the bodies, all type of cutting up of the heads, the genitals, the women, babies out the stomach, feed them to alligators. You think I witnessed all this history, reading these things, seeing these things, just for me to get to the wilderness this time and I'm going to die? Nuh-uh, partner. I want salvation, so I'm going to separate myself from all appearance of evil, even if you look like me, because all skin folk is not kinfolk. And just because we kinfolk don't make us family, the spirit make us family. How you walking and how you talking? If you walking Yah and Yahshua and talking Yah and Yahshua and your spirit right, we kinfolk, not just by the flesh, but by the spirit. See, everybody get caught up on the flesh. Oh, man, that's my brother. That's my sister. No, partner. If you is wicked and evil, I want to get away from you because I don't want to die with you. I want to live. So I want to be around other people that want to live, that can help me live. Not with wicked people that's going to cause me to die in their sins when they die. And it ain't my time, but I'm going to die because it's their time and I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. Think about that, family. The spirit make us family, not just the flesh. How you walking and how you talking. So Sham, now my brother, we getting to the end of the lesson. Now we got to show him, Sham, that we just witnessed what happened in that time. Can we get the same thing in this time that's coming up on us in the future? Let's go to Exodus chapter 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going 32 to 34. Exodus chapter 20. We got a few more scriptures and we out of here. Exodus chapter 20, verse 32 to 34. And it reads, and that which come into your mind should not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathens, and as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone. As I live, said your Elohim, your power, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, meaning judgment, I'm going to rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people, and I will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. Sham, we got to prove, brother, to the audience. Man, you made a bold statement that when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, we both said that all Israel was gathered out of Egypt, right?
Right.
Let's go prove this, Sham, that all Israel gonna be saved, because Sham just told y'all, which is a certified fact. The things happen in the Old Testament is the thing that's gonna happen in the New Testament. Go ahead, my brother.
Now they all did make it out, but some was killed on the way out because with the who was it? The Amalekites that was killing the stragglers, like the older people in the back.
That's fact.
So
right
we're not saying that everybody. We're saying everybody should be saved, and we all should be recovered and make it out. But I'm just saying, during that time, we know that happened in Israel. They was trying to pick off the older people and stuff like that. So I just want to mention that as well. So they did come out of there, but on the road to travel, it was things that was going on. Now I don't know if that's going to happen this time, but I'm just saying in general, like because we know Israel all supposed to be recovered. We don't know exactly how the Lord going to do everything. We're reading it, but things happen. You know, events happen. Then we know this is different now. They got technology. They sending missiles. Not saying the Lord can't stop none of stuff, but you know what I'm saying, Kjudah. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
things that's going to be going on, and in this time when this war is going on.
Now, that's why I love when me and my brother swing the sword together, because you see, I'm glad he pointed out that point. When they came out of Egypt, the Amalekites was they smart the hinder part of the people that was weary, and like he just said, the elders, they did kill some of them. So he's right when he said they made it out, but some of them did die. Now all Israel gonna be saved, but we're not saying that however the Lord gonna do this, or will some people perish before we all make it out. I'm telling you, those who are alive and remain at the coming of your Mashiach, you're gonna be saved. But is some of our people still gonna perish before that? We see it right now, family. So that's why the Lord told Moses, man, what the Amalekites did, man, I'm gonna blot their name out from under heaven. I'm gonna have war with them from year to year. Why, y'all? Because when the children of Israel was abused and weary and weak, the Amalekites smote the hinder part of them. So what Sham telling y'all is in the book. It's facts. So yeah, they made it out, but some of them did die as going, and that angered the Lord for what the Amalekites did. That's why Saul was supposed to erase their name from under heaven, but he wasn't obedient. He left the king alive.
And you notice every time something bad was going on, especially when it's war, and like the Moabites and the Ammonites, the reason why they got exiled out of the kingdom because they didn't meet us with bread and water either. They tried to make war with us in the times of our affliction.
Yep.
The same thing with Esau. What happened and why they got cut off? Because when we was getting overran by the Romans, what happened? They said exactly. So just go look at everybody who always get cut off or getting something done to them wrongly in Israel. It's always on a time when we're in affliction and we're trying to get out of harm's way. They come and attack us at the weakest points.
At the weakest points. Man, facts, brother.
There's always a coalition.
Right. Always a coalition of them coming together just to come against Israel. And like Sham say, at our weakest moments, what they do, y'all, they attack us all at one time. I'm talking about like Esau, the Ammonites, and Esau, the Moabites, and the Ammonites did it in the Bible one time. They all try to come against us. I'm talking about all of them at one time, but the Lord turned the thing around and had them fighting each other. Y'all. They started beating each other up. But that's another topic, though. This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 26, because me and my brother made a statement. We got to prove it. Romans chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, that shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. What we just read in Ezekiel. He said, I'm going to gather you out from the countries wherein you are scattered. He's going to gather all Israel, family. He's going to do it. So if this confused anybody, when they was always reading the scripture, man, what do you mean all Israel going to be saved? All you got to do is go to Exodus chapter 12, verse 40 and 41. And you're going to see him say, and he brought all the hosts out of Egypt. Now, the ones that died along the way because what the Amalekites did, but like Sham say, he did bring them out, though. He did bring out all Israel. So he didn't leave one Israelite in Egypt. Whatever the Amalekites did along the way, they brought a curse upon themselves. Just like a lot of you nations bringing curses upon yourselves, because we are at our weakest moments now, even though we becoming stronger now, even in our mind and the way we interacting with one another, we becoming better. But you are still at our weakest moment because you think we defenseless. Because you got a military, you got laws and legislations put in place, so you think you do what you want to do. But it don't work like that. So y'all putting curses upon yourselves when y'all do us bad. We already down. Why are you messing with us? Leave us alone, dog. Leave us alone. But y'all can't leave us alone. Because you hurting us make you feel good and also keep you in power. When a person cannot serve their Lord the way he need to be served because we moving around in fear, you putting curses on yourself, man. Leave us alone, bro. Just let us serve our Elohim like Moses told Egyptian, like he told Pharaoh. Man, let us go serve the Lord, dog. No, I ain't letting the people go. Huh? Hey, bring another plague on them. Hey, let my people go, man. No, man, who is your God? I don't know who he is. Bring another plague on them. Man, let my people go, man. Man, I ain't letting the people go. Hey, the Lord finna kill your firstborn. Okay. Man, when he killed that firstborn, he let the people go. So y'all nations got to learn the hard way. You don't listen. So you're going to learn the hard way. Your children, your wives, your husband, your mamas, and your daddies. Same thing y'all did to us, it's going to come back on you. You're going to perish the way we perish. And you're going to see your children, you're going to cry and weep the same way we weep and cry for our children. Y'all don't listen well, man. Leave Israel alone. Didn't your white preacher tell you that in the church? When that man was on that pulpit, he said, you better leave these people alone. This is God's people. Y'all don't listen, though. Y'all don't listen. Anything you want to say, Sham?
Yeah, scriptures talks about how the Gentiles too showing compassion, being good to Israel in captivity, that you can get treated well and find favor in the Lord. But a lot of them don't do that. And then you just have people doing it as individuals when they understand that, you know. So, but they ain't supposed to do that anyway, because you know they got to receive their judgment, like the scriptures say.
Facts. Facts, my brother. Okay, we going back to Ezekiel. I'm sorry, y'all. We're going back to Exodus 12 and just verse 41, because like I say, we got to prove it, because we just read it. We just read that all Israel is going to be saved. So let's just go back to Exodus chapter 12 and just 41. Then we're going right back to Ezekiel. And me and my brother only got 3 more scriptures after this. Exodus. And I hate to say this, when we dealing with our people, we have to prove everything. You know why? Because people like the gang say, oh man, he just said that he didn't get that. So we got to make sure we cover ourselves. We got to cover all bases so we can shut down gang saying, because our people love to come and just start stuff with their own people. This is Exodus chapter 12 and verse 41. Exodus 12 and verse 41. And it reads, and it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self-same day it came to pass, that all the hosts, you know, like when he said all Israel should be saved, all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. So me and my brother just proved it. This is why I say all Israel going to be saved. But we're not saying all Israel going to receive salvation. You see how me and my brother careful? We're not saying all Israel going to receive. We say all Israel going to be saved out of your affliction, the places you've been scattered. But whether you make it out of that wilderness or not, your salvation is on your hands.
Exactly.
Going back to Ezekiel chapter 20. And we got 2 more scriptures after this. Anything you want to add, Sham, before I go back to Ezekiel, my beloved brother?
No, brother. Everything's fire. I'm just, you know, I don't know why I had John 3:16 in my head. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten son. It just, when we was talking about the same stuff, yeah.
Back to Ezekiel chapter 20. And this time, verse 34 through 38, because we already read 32 to 33 and 34. Now we're going 34 to 38. And it reads, and I will bring you out from the people, and I will gather you out from the countries wherein you are scattered, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face. I told you, face to face, y'all. Verse 36, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, said your Elohim. My brother Sham just said that the Old Testament, when he did it, the pleading face to face, what he just told y'all, he didn't say nothing different, y'all. He gonna do the same thing he did with them. He gonna do with us. We gonna have a chance just like they had a chance. He's gonna purge out the rebels like he purged out those rebels. How you know that, Kjudah, that he gonna purge out the rebels? Why he won't just kill the rebels where they scattered at? Because the Bible just told you, brother, all Israel gonna be saved, even rebels. Now you making that up, brother. Really? Verse 37, and I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me. I will even bring what? I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they should not enter into the land of Israel. So just because you're going to be saved out of captivity, we didn't say you're going to receive salvation. We just say you're going to be saved. Salvation and being saved out of affliction is two different things. What you mean, Kjudah? Wasn't they saved out of Egypt, but they didn't make the promised land? They didn't get to see the land flowing with milk and honey. So they were saved out of affliction, but died in the wilderness. They going to be saved out of affliction, the rebels, but they going to purge. He going to purge them in the wilderness. There's nothing new. He just repeating the same cycle. Same wilderness, just like them. Gather the people, just like them. Plead with the people, like he pleaded with them. And they going to be rebels, just like it was rebels in that time. Nothing has changed, family. He just repeating the cycle. But Sham, we have to point out something, Sham. In the book of Zechariah, there's something in there that a lot of Israelites use about this two-thirds. Now, I want to ask a good question to the audience and my brother Sham. We've been here over 400 years, decades upon decades. You don't think that according to the way they talk, at least by 2/3 of our people have perished, whether that was by the transatlantic slave trade, 100 million Israelites perishing on the way, or all the places we didn't die by the hands of police and the hands of one another. We've been here so long, man, I'm pretty sure 2/3 done already died now. So the question got to be in your mind. Where's this 2/3 talking about going to perish at?
Oh, right. Where it says 2/3 shall be cut off and the 1/3 shall be. Yeah, I mean, actually, that's factual. That could be true. And like from over the years, you know, if we do it in a time calculation, because usually what I was taught was they would say, like that would be at the end, and with who's ever left this time, 2/3 of our people will be cut off before like we getting recovered.
Thank you. Hold up, Sham. I don't mean to cut you off. You just said it, brother. Now I'm about to go read it. Did y'all hear what he just said? He said 2/3 in this time before we are recovered. That's the answer, Israel. In this time when he gather us, the 2/3 will be cut off in the place where he gonna cast the rebels out. That's why the 1/3 gonna come through. He's not gonna let them get into the land of Israel. A lot of people are gonna die, and only a remnant gonna make it out. Make it out where? Listen, y'all. I hope this is not confusing y'all. If all Israel gonna be saved, there can't be a remnant. So where is the remnant gonna make it from? The wilderness, people. That's where the 1/3 gonna come out at. Because the 1/3 can't just come out of all the places we scattered, because we more than 1/3, family.
Right.
We're a multitude of people he gonna gather out of every nation under heaven, coming out of Egypt, coming out of Ethiopia, coming from Hamat, coming from UK, Haiti, Jamaica, America, the islands, South America, North America, Mexico. We coming from every place under heaven. So that can't be 1/3. So where the 1/3 gonna make it out from, y'all? The wilderness, people. 2 parts are gonna be cut off in the wilderness. Sham said in this time. We're not talking about the times past, this time, in our time when he gathered you. 2 parts are going to be cut off in the wilderness. He's going to purge them out, people. And 1/3 is going to make it out of the wilderness. So no Israelite can say, I didn't have a chance. No. All Israel going to be saved, but all Israel is not going to make it out the wilderness, which is salvation under Yahshua HaMashiach when he sit in Zion. That's the kingdom. That's salvation. So watch this. Zechariah 13, and I'm going to prove it. Because if he was talking about all the places we scattered, he would have said it. But watch what he say. Zechariah 13. And I'm going to pick it up at verse 8 through 9, Sham. Listen to this, family. Zechariah 13, 8 through 9. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord. Look, Sham, on lands, my brother, do it got an S or do it say in all the land?
Got an S. All the lands.
No, I'm talking about in verse 8, it say all the land.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My fault. Read it again. Go ahead.
All the land.
Mm-hmm.
Why he didn't say and in all the lands? Two
Right.
parts, yeah.
Right. And the land where we at, meaning that one portion where we all gathered.
You got it. Thank you. Israel, when you read the scriptures, family, please pay attention to detail. Please pay attention to the wording. And I'm going to read it without stopping. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said I Elohim, 2 parts therein should be cut off and die, but the third should be left therein. Left therein where? If all Israel gonna be saved, he not gonna leave us therein where we scattered at. So where therein where? Let me keep going. Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire. Hold on, y'all. What is going to be going on in the time that he gathered Israel? Is not the Lord going to remove his people so he can fight the battle of Armageddon?
Yep. And the fire represents the war of is it Armageddon? And with the bombs dropping, the nuclear that's going to be so hot it can melt the atoms of the firmament. So we're going to go through all that, through the fire and everything. And that's another reason why he's saying that he's going to refine us, meaning now we've been purified. We want to refine them like how's if y'all know anything about melting jewelry down and stuff like that, and you put the gold, silver, and stuff in crucibles, and it takes all the impurities off and just leaves the precious metal. That's pretty much what's been said. But go ahead, KJ.
No, thank you, brother, for saying that, because that is absolutely the truth. After he's doing this battle of Armageddon, it's going to be so much destruction. He said, I'm going to bring you through the fire. He's going to bring us through all that destruction that just happened. Because remember this, Israel, and you can read this in the book of Revelations. The Lord have to seal his people at a certain time. Just like in Egypt. Y'all remember, at the 4th plague, what did he do? He separated the Egyptians from the children of Israel. He didn't do it on the first 3. He did it at the 4th one. So when you read in Revelations chapter 6 or chapter 7, when he sealed the 144,000, guess what plague there was? The 4th one, y'all. It was at the 4th one. He sealed the 144,000. But they're not the only ones that seal. We also seal. So he's going to remove his people at his return so he can go and destroy these nations, their armies. And he's going to bring us through the fire when we come out of the wilderness, because there's going to be so much destruction. The earth got to get cleaned up. We're going to help bury the bodies, according to the book of Ezekiel. We're going to hire people to help us bury the body. It's going to take like, 7-8 months to bury all these dead corpses. All these things will happen in the end, family. That's why when people say, oh, man, we about to go home tomorrow, you don't know what you talking about. No, we not. No, we not about to go home tomorrow, dog. We haven't even had the nations who supposed to go over there to Megiddo. Remember, they're supposed to be fighting. That's why the Euphrates dried up so they can cross over. And Russia with his allies and the West with their allies, and they supposed to be fighting, right? But then when Yahshua cracked the earth, cracked the sky, guess what's going to happen? They're going to turn their weapons on him, and he going to destroy them miserably. That's the battle of Armageddon. But Israel going to already be in the wilderness, because he say, at my return after the great tribulation, I'm going to gather my people, and he going to take you to the wilderness. He going to destroy these armies. He going to purge out the rebels, and he going to bring the third through the fire. That's how this is going to happen, y'all. The same way he brought only a remnant out of Egypt and the wilderness. When I say out of Egypt, I'm talking about he brought all Israel out, and then he only brought a remnant from the wilderness. You remember Joshua, Caleb, and the little children. Everybody else died. What he going to do this time? He going to purge out the rebels, and he going to only bring a remnant out of the wilderness. Same thing repeating itself all over again, y'all. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun, people. 2 parts going to get cut off. He going to bring the third part through the fire. We going to make it to Zion, and we be so blessed. Don't be a rebel. You're going to die. He's not playing no games. It took them 40 years. It's going to only take him 3.5 years. He's not playing no games. He's going to purge out the rebels. Now, you got to ask yourself, because I did ask this question. I say, Lord, why you ain't just kill them where they was if they're a rebel? But he don't break his word. He say, go to Romans chapter 11, verse 26, Kjudah. All Israel going to be saved. Man, I'm going to do the same thing I did in Egypt. I'm going to give everybody a chance. But they're going to get into the wilderness and they're going to become a rebel, complaining and whining about what they had in America. Oh, we don't got nothing in the wilderness. Where the water at? Where the food at? Oh, man, the Lord just bought us. Man, I'm starving. And he going to kill you, dog. He going to kill you, bro. Because you a rebel. And a little leaven the whole lump. It's going to be so much complaining in that wilderness, man. It might be even Negroes fighting each other. Because other Negroes going to be telling that Negro, man, shut up, dog. You're going to get everybody killed. Y'all know how our people are. Sometimes we don't know when to be quiet. We get everybody in trouble. Like your mama in the house. Who did it? Nobody. Everybody looking at each other. I don't know, mama. Go get the belt. Everybody about to get a whooping. Stacy did it, mama. Stacy did it. I'm sorry, Stacy. She did it. Then you start snitching on each other. Let me and my brother go and finish up. So I wanted to prove that, y'all, that Zechariah 13, 8 through 9. This is talking about in our time that he's going to cut off 2 parts. Because if you say this happened in the 60s or the 50s or in 1590 something or 14 something or 1619, no. This is talking about this time, people. When he gathered us, he going to cut 2 parts off. Because you're a rebel and you're disobedient. Let's go back to Ezekiel 20 and 38 and 38, and this will be last. And then I'm going to answer my sister, Sister Shannon question. And if anybody got any questions for me and my brother, Sham, please feel free. Methuselah, absolutely, my brother, because look at it like this. And me and Sham, they did plenty of lessons on this too. Even though it's a remnant is still a lot of people, brother. But when you look at the size of Israel, it's kind of sad that most of our people going to die, brother. I'm sorry. Most of them going to perish. But when you look at a remnant of people, it's still a lot of people. But it's not as much as how Israel is 12 tribes and a big multitude. So if a remnant is going to be saved and we're a great multitude of people, man, they got to bring tears to the eyes, man, because that means a lot of our people going to die. And then Reuben, he going to go back east of the Jordan River. Gad, he going to go back east of the Jordan River. But now everybody going to get their land back, brother. Everybody going to dwell in the land that they had before. Simeon going to be right back in Judah's land. Because Judah's land was so big, Simeon had its inheritance in Judah. Ephraim going to get his land back, and Benjamin and Issachar and Asher. Manasseh going to dwell west of the Jordan River, east of the Jordan River. We're going to all get our land back where we dwelt there before. Even though these places are in ruins, a desolation, that's why the Bible say he going to build up the desolate places. He going to build these places back up for us. So we want to thank the Jewish people. Let me give y'all a round of applause. The Jewish people. You know why I'm clapping? Because y'all built some nice hotels for us when we go back home. I mean, all type of beautiful things. I mean, y'all got some magnificent hotels and like beautiful places over there. So thank you for taking our land. And all you did was what the Amorites did. You took our land, and the Bible say, I'm going to give you land and vineyards you didn't even have to build. So y'all built up nice places for us, but thank y'all. Because when we go back home, all them places y'all built, it's going to be ours now. Because that's our land, you thief. That's our land, from Lebanon to the Euphrates River to the wilderness, which is the bald lands of the desert of the Negev. The Negev, you thief. So our land is the size of a football field. But nobody want to tell y'all that. They just tell y'all it's a little piece of dirt. But our land is like California. Our land is massive. People don't believe the hype. Your land is humongous. I got maps with our land is magnificent Large. I mean, just humongous. Anything you want to add, Sham, before I read this last scripture?
And plus, the earth is bigger than what they display on the maps anyway. So
Absolutely.
don't be fools by the size. When y'all see numerous numbers of people, they try to make it think it like, especially these European countries, is bigger than certain places. They're not that big.
No,
I
they're
done
not.
met people that live these places and tell you can get to one end of the country to the other end of the country within a few hours. And these are in European countries. How is that possible?
Right.
Can't do that here in America.
Sure
Because
can't.
driving from the East Coast to the West Coast take days.
Thanks, Sham. You absolutely right. So,
Yeah,
so,
so
so all me and my brother saying is that everything that they built over there in that so-called Middle East is going to be turned over to you, Israel. Look at the places of Lebanon. Go look at some of them places in Lebanon. Go look at some of them places by the so-called Mediterranean Sea. Man, them people got some magnificent buildings. And all of it going to be turned over to our people. Because you stole our land and you built up these places for yourself. Now you just built them up for us to inherit it. Thank you. Thank you. We sure appreciate it. This is Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 37 and 38, and this will be last. And Sir Shannon, I will answer your question. Me and my brother Sham. Ezekiel 20 and verse 37 and 38. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant, and I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me, and I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am your Elohim. There you go, people. That's the lesson, man. We pray somebody got some understanding from Egypt to the wilderness and from the wilderness to Zion. And I want to say this. Fact check me, please. Go fact check me after I say this and do your own research. Don't take my word for nothing. Me or Sham. There's a place on the map that I have. It's called Harad, and it's in the Bible, in the book of Judges. I think it's Judges chapter 1, verse 16 or something like that. It's called Harad, A-R-A-D. That Harad is in the land of Judah and Jerusalem. Harad today, they call it Telerad. It sits on a hill. Did not the Bible say that Zion sits on a hill? I got the pictures. I did the map lesson. Your land, Zion, that he's going to go back and sit on the throne, is in a place called Tel Harad. And you can go find it. Man, matter of fact, go ahead, Sham, say something. Let me get this scripture right quick.
yeah, like the scripture says, I will set my king on my holy hill of Zion. You know, so the Lord, He's going to sit at the highest point anyway. I just like, I ain't gonna lie, KG. I just sometimes, man, I just can't wait to see it. You know, envisioning
I
us
agree, bro. I agree.
getting to the kingdom and relaxing under the fig tree and enjoying, you know, the fruits of our labors. Then sometimes, man, it seems like it's so far away. You got so much stuff going on in the world, and you know, wicked Israelites doing demonic evil things to help people. Wicked Israelites in power and leadership roles corrupting our people. You know, that's why keeping the faith in this thing is tough. But you just, like I tell everybody, don't let people make you go astray from the Most High. Because there's a lot of people out here that's just, you know, trying to mislead a lot of people.
Facts.
You know, and they're going to get, you know, some great punishment for misleading the sheep.
Y'all ready for this, Sham?
Today. Yep.
Here you go, my brother. I'm going to read it 2 times, y'all, out of the mouth of 2 or 3. We let it be established. No. It's in the book of Joshua. I'm in the book of Judges. Okay, here you go. Judges chapter 1. I was right. Verse 16. And I'm going to read it to y'all. So y'all can see this for yourself. Judges chapter 1. And then I want you to go look up a place called Telerad. So ask yourself, if Harad is in the Bible that's associated with Judah, how somebody gonna say something different? And I'm finna read it out the Bible. I don't be understanding people. You gonna tell me the Bible line that the white man added that in there, but then I can go find the same location that I'm reading in the Bible. Like, stop it, man. Come on now. Stop doing that, people. Judges chapter 1 and verse 16. And the children of the Kenites, Moses' father-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which lied in the south of Harad. Where's Judah land located? In the south. Where was Judah fighting the Jebusites? In the south. Where's Edom? South of Judah. Or more southern, away from Judah by Arabia and the Red Sea. This is our book. Edom was dwelling by Judah, his brother, in the south. Judah was in the south. Esau is also dwelling in the south away from Judah by Arabia and the Red Sea. So Harad today is called Telerad. And it sits on a hill and it is desolate. And guess what surrounds it? Mountains. As the mountains surround Israel. This is all like, come on, man. That's where you're going back home to. Mount Zion, which is in Telerad, people. And then all the other Israelites are going to receive their land in the tribe that they come from. But you have to remember this. Judah also is surrounded by some hills called the Judean Hills and mountains. So I'm just telling you what the books say. And another thing you have to understand, Judah border was by the Dead Sea, which is also called the South Sea. Why is this important? Because the Sea of Galilee, the Jordan River, which emptied itself into what? The Dead Sea. What was Judah border? By the South Sea. So I don't see how you gonna get around this, dog. The so-called Middle East is our inheritance. That's why it's called the so-called Middle East. Ain't no such thing as no Middle East. But the part that they dwelling at, they took your land, family. When you got kicked out in 70 AD, they took hold of it. They took hold of it. Lebanon, they dwelling from the Euphrates. They done made them a fake Jerusalem, because Jerusalem don't sit by no Mediterranean Sea. Jerusalem is in the south, where David was fighting the Jebusites. And Edom is next to his brother Judah. That's book. And you can go get a map. All you got to do is read the scriptures with the map. It's going to tell you right there that Idumea or Edom or Seir or Teman is by Judah. That's why they was always squabbling. They was right there by each other, always squabbling. Let me answer my sister question. So Sham.
Yeah, that's like I said, Kjudah, you know, we gonna make it out, bro.
We're gonna make it out, bro. You better believe it. If we be so blessed and by the power of the Most High and Yahshua, you know what I'm saying? That's what we banking our money on. You know, we trying to walk right. I don't want to be wicked toward Israel. I don't want to do nothing that slight a brother or sister. No. The main thing I've been working on myself right now is not responding to people. And I think I've been doing pretty good. I'm trying to get to a point in my life when you say something about me, I just laugh at you and just keep going. Say what you want, bro. They talked about Yahshua. I'm not better than Yahshua. If the king can be quiet, I can be quiet. And I ain't go through half of what the king went through. So if the king can do it, I can do it. And that's what I've been working on, hushing my mouth. I had to repent to the Lord. I said, I've been foolish. Can you forgive me for my foolishness? Responding to people behind a computer screen being disrespectful. These people ain't gonna never meet me in life. So why I'm letting these people get under my skin? You know, but you know, don't nobody want to be disrespected, but we understand that people gonna disrespect you, dog. As long as they don't do it in your face. Let them do it online. Let people say what they want. So that's why I'm at in my life. I'm not responding to people no more. You come in here and say you ain't Shar Sham, stupid. I'm gonna say, okay, whatever. Block them. Just get them out of here. We ain't finna argue with nobody no more. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Shar Sham. So Shannon said, I have a question after this, Kjudah. It's about the Amalekites, king of Haman, the Agite, and how they relate during the time of Esther. Okay. Is it something you want me to go read, Sir Shannon? Is it? Yeah, you can come up here. Absolutely. Talking about, can you come up here? Yes, you can. You know, you can come up here with your brother KJ.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
After KJ, both of them came to Haram.
Oh, thank you, Arca. You were still hanging in there, huh? I know you probably fell asleep. You just telling me you was hanging in there. But thank you, Sis Arca. She hung in there as long as she can with us. Man, Shar Sham, thank you.
Good night.
Good night, my sister. Now I'm waiting on Sis Shannon. Do anybody else got any questions y'all want to ask for me and my brother Shar Sham? But we pray this lesson gave some clarity and understanding from the wilderness coming out of Egypt to the wilderness going into Zion. And I can't wait to see every last one of y'all sitting under a fig tree, grapes the size of basketballs, watermelon, plums and peaches, oranges, bananas. I mean, we just gonna have it all. I mean, just real fruit too, y'all. I'm talking about with the grapes with the juice in it. Cause they don't got no juice in watermelon today. It's all dry, Shar Sham. Dry like the desert. What's good, Sir Shannon?
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Talk to me.
Hey, shalom, guys. Shalom, Kjudah, and
Oh, my
brother
sister.
Shar Sham, and family in the
Shalom,
chat.
sis.
You can hear me? Hey.
Talk to us.
All right. My question is,
Hey, sis, you
with
got to mute your thing in the background
my
because it's
TV, I just
yeah.
did. I just did. My question was with Saul killing the Amalekites and apparently wiping them all off, and he didn't kill the king. But during the time of Esther, there was Haman, who was an Agagite, who was from the Amalekite people. Um, how did that happen? I mean, if everybody was wiped out, where did Haman
No,
come
Saul
from?
never killed him. Saul never killed all of them. Saul was disobedient to killing the Amalekites.
Okay,
That's what happened. Yeah.
because I was wondering, I'm like, well, Haman is an Amalekite. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a Agagite, but he was part of the Amalekite tribe, and I just thought that if they got wiped all out, where he come from?
Yeah, the Lord told Saul to do that, but he was disobedient. He didn't kill them all. That was the problem. He saved some. And that's why they were still around. Saul was a
Okay.
Benjamite. Yep.
Right.
He
Okay.
didn't.
So, all right. And another question, even after, Esther saved her people and they hung um, Haman and his sons, you think there was a possibility that the sons had children and they didn't touch the kids, but
But
they knew?
but of course, because the Bible tells us in the scriptures that there is no end to all people.
Right.
So the Lord, he never ended um all of a nobody tribe. It tells you that in
Mhm.
the scriptures. You know what I mean? What's going on? Everybody
Yes.
falling off?
I know
Oh,
it
y'all
seems
there? Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know
I'm
what was
in,
going on.
well, I'm
Okay.
not there anymore.
No, you still here. You still here. I was looking at the screen. I thought everybody was just dropping off. I thought something was going on. But what I was about to say was the scripture says that there is no end to all people. So we know what tribe's supposed to be completely disintegrated and wiped out off the earth is the
What's
Edomites.
going on,
But
man? Right?
everybody
Right.
else, nobody wasn't wiped out, far as to my
Okay.
understanding. And Saul didn't kill all of them. That was the issue. Why they still around to this day. He didn't do what the Lord commanded him.
Well, one more question, and then I'm gonna jump off. When Genesis says the time of the Amorites are not yet full, that doesn't mean that they're not getting wiped out.
Uh,
Well, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say when he said the time of the Amorites is not yet full, he mean that they sins did not come to the full when he was telling Abraham in the fourth generation, I'm gonna bring the children of Israel back to this land that the Amorites are now dwelling in. Because you remember, Sir Shannon, the children of Canaan, which was the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, they took the land that didn't belong to them, right?
Right.
So the Lord told Abraham that their sins is not yet full. When their sins are full, I'm kicking them up out of here by the hand of the children of Israel is how he did it, and I'm gonna give your children this land.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to I just needed clarification of that because I thought they were wiped out and then Haman pops up. So, I just
No,
needed some
no,
clarification.
you right. No, you right. Saul never killed that king. Guess who killed that king?
It was
Samuel.
Samuel. You're
Samuel,
right.
Samuel killed him. Samuel put him to death with a sword.
Right.
But
But
I don't understand how some of them survived because the Bible say the only thing that Saul left alive was that king and some of the animals.
and that was my point. You
You
know
see
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying? That
saying?
was the basis of my point.
Right.
If all that happened, and then where did he come from? But then you got movies showing that the wife of the Amalekite king escaped, and she was pregnant. So I don't know how true that is because I haven't read that in scripture.
You know what, Sister Shannon? What chapter is that, my sister, if you don't mind? The about Esther.
You know what?
Else,
We might need to look in some outside books though, K Judah, because
Yeah, you're right.
sometimes it'd be something else be written somewhere else. So
right?
something else could have possibly happened. But we
Right.
know, like I say, the scripture says there's no end to all people. So meaning whatever tribe there was, because
Right. You're right.
nobody been fully wiped out yet. Nobody has been fully wiped out yet,
Right.
to
Right.
my understanding. But go
Now,
ahead.
no, you make a great point that's why I was just about to tell her that I guarantee you it's somewhere else that somebody survived.
Right,
Because the
right,
Bible
and I
just
believe
telling
that.
us, right, because the Bible telling us that okay, Saul, he didn't kill the king, but man, I don't believe knowing him, he probably didn't kill all the people neither and all the animals. Ain't no
Right.
telling, man. It's just telling us about the king. But I'm gonna do some research for you, Sis Shannon, and
Okay.
look into some
And what
other stuff.
and that's the importance of having these outside books because
Absolutely.
it helps build and bring the scriptures together.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? It really do. It help brings them together. That's why I like diving and going into other books because the King James are only gonna give you so much because they tampered with it.
Absolutely, my sister. It's facts. What you're saying is facts. But sure, Sham, both of y'all right. I'm gonna look into it, Sis Shannon, because if Hammond was an Agite, I gotta look into that because like Sham said, the scripture said there's not an end to all people. Okay, look at it like this. I'm gonna use a good point. The Bible say that all Esau is gonna be wiped out, right?
Hmm.
But I can go get a scripture where it say that we're gonna have Esau as servants and handmaid. He said,
Right.
I'm gonna build
So
the tabernacle of
right.
David and we're gonna rule over Esau. And I was like, hold up. If Esau gonna be wiped out, how we gonna still rule over some of them? So I don't think, like Sham said, it's not an end to all people. Something, we just gotta do some more research. That's all.
Right. Right. And yeah, and I digress. I just wanted to know because um it wasn't sitting right with me about that. Not that the scriptures are lying, it's just that I know there's some covering up here somewhere.
Right. I
You know
got
what
you.
I'm saying? They took stuff out and they don't want us to know. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So yeah. All right, you guys, y'all have a blessed night.
You too, my sister, and I want y'all to know, so Shannon, she be helping me a lot with the information I be bringing out to y'all too, like the Book of
Hmm.
Nicodemus, the Gospel of Mary. A lot of these things I didn't know before. Into Hun Essential Growth, laced me up on game, and that's why I was able to connect a lot of more dots. So when me and Shar Sham did the other lesson of the time, when I used the Enoch and Elijah from the Book of Nicodemus, the Revelation of Elijah, All these other books that people tell us don't read, y'all, the answers are in them. Because the King James don't give us everything. It stops at a certain point, and that's when the Josephus come in. That's when the Apocrypha come in. That's when this book come in. We have to read all of our history. Can't cherry pick what you want to read and then tell me, nah, man, leave that book alone, but read this book. No, now I want to read all the books.
Right.
But those books, they was in the original King James.
They were in the original. Absolutely.
I got 2 different sources that says they was in there, and they took them out. They took Enoch out, Adam and Eve, and all those different books. The Ascension of Isaiah, which I never read.
I got it, Sham. I got it too.
Some other books of Moses, and this is just a lot of stuff, you know.
And we're playing catch up. We are playing catch up, trying to piece together the scriptures and what actually happened.
Facts.
We're really playing catch up. They tried it, but it's all good.
My sister said they tried it, but it's all good. The unknown one. Big salute, my brother. How you doing? The unknown one. Shalom, my brother. Thank you, Sis Shannon, for coming up, my beloved sister. Thank you.
Hello?
Shalom, my brother. Talk to me and my brother Shar Sham. What's good with you?
Let me.
Shalom, most I bless.
Oh, he jumped down. I'm away from. Yeah, man. Thank you, Uncoming Woman. One thing me and Shar Sham was just talking about before we went live is that we thankful that the lessons are helping people, you know, and people getting understanding, you know what I'm saying? So we really appreciate that. The unknown one. Shalom, my brother.
Hello. Shalom.
How you doing?
Shalom, Mark. Most I bless.
I'm doing fine.
Anything you want to chop it up what it's about? Talk to us.
Yeah. I was wondering if there would be miracle workers, like before Christ comes. Like, will certain Israelites have healing power to do miracles?
Honestly, I don't know. That's just how I feel about that, because we all filthy on this planet and none of us are really worthy. And power is not good given to people who misuse power, especially in the flesh and sin. So I don't think that for us that we're going to be the ones out here healing and making people whole again. That's just my opinion. I feel if it was people to do that, it would probably be Elijah and Enoch when they return in human form. That's why I would believe the ones that do the healing, because they are worthy of doing it. I don't feel nobody just down here that's scattered is worthy of even doing anything like that, because we so corrupt in the flesh. Man, and you know, they was preserved. They was preserved in the transfiguration. So when it comes to anything for us, the scriptures in the Apocrypha talks about going to the physician and getting healing, and that's why the Lord made him. And that's just my honest opinion. That's the way we go receive our healing, from the doctors and the herbs. But for us and any miracle workers, I only believe that those two will probably have the power to do it. Right. I don't believe nobody else, because they're going to be raised back up anyway, preaching against the son of perdition. That's just my opinion. But for us, anybody else, no, I don't believe that they're going to get any type of healing power.
An uncommon one, I believe, is if the Most High gave a lot of the brothers today healing powers, or some of the sisters, or some of the brothers, I think they'll be charging people to heal them anyway. I don't even think they would do it righteously, my brother. So I agree with Sham that I'm not saying that the Most High can't give us that healing power. Like, okay, say for instance, Sham was out and about somewhere, and individually the Most High used Sham to heal somebody, or use Sham to do something that's miraculous. That would be between Sham and the Most High, because Sham's spirit is right. I think a lot of people, they so corrupt, bro. I don't even think he'll give them that healing power. They're gonna start charging people money to heal them. They're gonna become corrupt with the gift and the blessings that he gave them. Dog, they can't even do right now with the word. Why you gonna give them healing power? They can't even teach the word right, brother, but he gonna get them healing power. Nah, man, Most High don't work like that. You gotta walk in
Kjudah,
for real.
Look at it like this too. Even if he did give us healing power, they would kill us anyway. Because once they find out and knowing that you got healing power and you out here healing people, word going to get around, and
Yep.
then you're going to heal so many people, they're going to have to kill you.
They're gonna have
So
to kill you.
it's like a double-edged sword with it. You know what I mean? Because that's like somebody got HIV or AIDS, and you take that blood issue that they got away, and more people going to be coming to be healed from all over the place. Like you heard about this guy, you heard about this guy, this great man.
Facts.
People will come far and wide to be healed or made whole. So it's
Facts.
always to be a danger with that. But eventually they're gonna find out, and they're gonna do put you in public scrutiny and say he's a sorcerer, or how the same thing they was
Yeah.
doing in ancient
Same
days,
thing.
bro.
Same
You're gonna
thing.
end up getting killed or murdered by the power system to be.
Yep. How you been holding up, unknown one? How you been holding up, my brother?
Tell you the truth, I'll be honest, I was in for the whole week I was in bed, like just reminiscing, crying, and just asking God like to heal my heart, you know, just to heal me, my heart, and so I can be ready to be like a testimony to somebody and use a device to heal me.
Right.
And that's what I've been doing, because I mean, it's like it's not real. And I keep telling myself it is real, but it's like my mind won't register like it being real. And it's like I have to go to sleep in order to hide the feelings I have. Like I'm thinking like if I go to sleep, um, I'll I'll have you ever seen the butterfly effect, that movie?
Yeah, I
Yes,
saw that movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I go to sleep, it'll be like that. And then I'll wake up and it'll be a night. It'll be like I'm awoke from a dream. And it's like I always wake up, then I'm reminded of my condition, and I just start like crying because I believe I got medical PTSD from that situation because it was so fast. It's like I went from 25% ejection fraction to almost 7%. And I was talking to the cardiologist. He's a black man, by the way. He shook my hand. He was like, "It's a miracle you survived all that." It was like, I never thought you would make it. And he said, due to the gene in your family, you have a Titan gene, which only 1% of the population has. It causes heart failure. So I guess I won the lottery in that respect. But you know, uh, I'm just trying to uh, just 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 trying to put all the pieces together, and just
Yeah, you ain't
hoping and
gotta
praying like that,
you ain't
you
gotta
know.
try to put it together by yourself though. The most high gonna allow you to use this as a testimony too. That's why me and Sham be talking about this all the time, like all the trials and tribulations, everything we go through in life. Uh some people look at it like the most high trying to destroy them, or he why he's sending me through this. But a lot of these things that we go through, he just refining us to make us better and better use for his work. If a person don't go through anything, how you gonna be able to help somebody else go like overcome what they going through? Like how the most high gonna use any one of us if we ain't never been through something to be a testimony to somebody else that may be going through that same thing you just went through, and you can encourage them and build them up because you know how it feel, you know what they going through, you just went through that. You know what I'm saying? You know what words to say. You know how to get them to overcome. You know how you prayed, how you leaned on Yah, how you had faith in Yah, how you believed in Yahshua. Like these things is for a testimony. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, brother. We in the flesh. We get sad. We get weary. We cry. Like, don't ever think because you crying like that make you some like you weak or something. You gotta let the tears go. You gotta let it flow. But at the end of the
right.
day, but at the end of the day, I guarantee you, you're gonna use it as a testimony and it's going to help somebody else that's going through what you're going through. This is why I tell people, watch what you say to one another, because you don't know what a sister or brother may be going through, and they come to you in confident, in secret. They reach out to you, they express their personal information to you, and the first thing come out your mouth, oh nigga, you weak, dog, stop crying, nigga. You don't know that can send a person over the edge. You don't know what a person can do with that venomous tongue that you have. What if they do something to themselves? Dog, you're gonna be held accountable. Maybe not in society, but in the eyes of the Most High, your mouth calls somebody to harm themselves. You're gonna be held accountable in the eyes of the Most High. This is why I say it's not worthy to talk crazy to your people. Them same words you use as negative, you could have said some kind. You could have encouraged the brother or sister, but you want to be nasty because it make you feel good to be nasty. This man not weak when he came to y'all telling him what he was going through, talking about he stop crying, you weak. Y'all niggas is ignorant, man. Ignorant. Go ahead, Sham, man. Because I don't want to be too long up here. I know you got to go to work, Sham, but I'm just saying
No,
this.
no, no. I'm off tomorrow. I'm good.
Okay. I'm
But
just saying this.
I'll go ahead, haters. I'll
Sham,
wait
just
till you
let me
done.
say this. Let me say this last little piece, Sham, please. Unknown one. Dog, you could be sad. You got a right to feel how you feel, because I'm not going through that. I can't tell you how to feel. The only thing I can tell you, brother, is that I have so much faith in Yah and his son. I do not waver with my faith. He can do anything, and you will be used as a testimony. You will overcome, brother. But you got to believe that. I could believe it for you, but you got to believe it. And I'm pretty sure you believe it, that you have faith in the Most High Yahshua. But he don't mind us being weary, brother, but he also wants you to depend upon him and strengthen yourself in him. You know, like when you say you laid in the bed for a week, you know what I'm saying? Still get up and be vibrant, you know? Still get up and be vibrant. You know, still do the things you do, bro. He got your back, bro. He got you. Go ahead, Sham.
Right. And I understand you said you was praying in the bed. You was laying in the bed praying to God, asking him to heal you. I want to tell you, brother, pray to the Most High, Yah. Pray to his son in his name,
Okay.
because the name of the Lord is more powerful than anything, and he wants
Mm,
you to talk
mm.
to him, right? When you read into the book, I think it is in Baruch, it speaks about Raphael, who says that he hear the prayers of the people, that their prayer be worthy of going to the throne of the Lord to be heard. Pray to the God, bro. Pray to Yeshua, Yahweh Shah, Yah, through his son, so that your prayers could be heard to the Most High throne, as you know, his child calling out, asking for healing. That's one thing I always try to teach everybody and tell everybody: use the Lord's name. Don't be afraid to pray to him in his name, for his name's sake, because once we're using a God concept, that could be talking about anybody or any deity that you would consider a god. And I'm not saying it's disrespectful to me, but it's kind of disrespectful to our power. Because when you read in the book of the commandments, it tell you that thou shalt not reference any false gods or deities, meaning idols. So that's why I'm big on I don't believe in God or Jesus, because we know that those are false idols or other deities. It's not speaking to the heavenly realm and our Father. It's power in our language. It's power in our tongue. It's power in who we know is He that exists, He that heals, He that kills, He that makes us all. You see what I'm saying? The scripture says, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. The Lord healeth, and I think it's in second. So you know what I'm talking about, okay, Judah? And heals the wounds. So I know one brother, your story and everything you're going through. I want to tell you, man, it touched me a lot. And I don't look at you as a weak man for wanting comfort, support, brother. I support you. I was just telling a friend of mine about what you was going through, and how it touched me, and I didn't like the way people was treating you, brother.
Right,
And I
right,
think your story is powerful, and it's a lesson to be learned from other people on what you're going through. You're a walking testimony, and guess
right.
what? I might not be going through that pain, but I'm going through something, in my own life as well. But I do pray that the Lord heal you, brother, because I feel like you're a good man. You have a great spirit, and you know. Um, that you care and you want to live, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all want to live, but we always promise death. But everybody got something going on with their body, whether it's
Yep.
sickle cell anemia, whether somebody contracted the HIV virus from when they was born. Maybe it wasn't by choice. Everybody is dealing with something, and not to make it as if what you have, your problem is nothing. I'm saying we all have a story. Now, everybody's story means something for a learning or a lesson from somebody else to get
Right.
understanding from, and they can have compassion for their brother and sister that's going through what they're going through. And you know, your life and your journey and what you're going through it because the Most High wanted you to have to deal with that because it was meant for you to live through that and to deal with your journey. It's just like a guy who's convicted and did 30 years in prison. He ain't do no wrong, but he's saying the same thing. Why me, Lord? What did I do? You know what I mean? Everybody got a story that they
Yep.
could tell somebody else. You know what I mean? Because if we all had the same journey, brother, life would be boring. If everybody's story was the exact same thing. Look what the Messiah been through. Spit in his face, stoned, killed for us. So I feel you, brother. And like I said, I pray that the Lord heal you, but you're gonna be all right, brother. You strong. Because if the
Yep.
doctor told you he's surprised you made it, the most high kept you here for a reason.
Yep.
Obviously, he wanted you around. And look at it like this. You're doing great works just by coming up here and telling us your testimony. That way, other brothers and sisters would know about the unknown one and what you was going through, brother, and they could make somebody else stronger. Because somebody else
Yep.
could be dealing with the same thing you're dealing with, but don't want to talk about it, don't want to speak about it because they may be afraid. So you being a testimony and a beacon of light for other people just by doing what you're doing, brother, and that's strong in itself. And I commend you for that.
Absolutely. I concur with my brother Sham. Yep.
Yeah,
I concur.
I'm just trying to like, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you probably guys know about regret and stuff. I'm just trying to get that, that audio out of my mind. Like, I could have did this, I could have did that, I could, what, I could have listened to my mother, what she said, go to the cardiologist, and you know, be, it's just that tape in your mind that keeps rewinding and winding. But I'm getting better mentally. It's just um, it's going to take some time, and I I I don't want to have sleepless nights like I've been having, and worry. It's just it's like I want to get back to when I was you know. But I know, like you said, uh, yeah, I was using me as like a testimony towards people,
Mm-hmm.
and just I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to feel sad. Like I was telling my mother, I don't want to feel sad no more. I just want to live, and each and every morning I want to wake up and
Hmm.
just be glad the sky is shining. There's so much brightness outside. It's like, and I'm gonna stop doing this. It's like I live in South Carolina. It's very sunny. It was beautiful out today. And it was like I had so much fear and scared just to go outside because it's like all this because it's like I'm better inside the house and I'm like it looks it's beautiful out. I mean, people walking around, um, the birds chirping, flowers like blooming and but it's like, you know, it's fear and I know I shouldn't have fear, but it's like
No, you should
all
have
this
fear. That's an emotion that we all have. So it's nothing
it's
wrong
like
with fear.
Right.
it's like so much it's like so much heaviness and a cloud over me. And I want to escape this cloud and this heaviness from me. And I'm like, please, 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 Lord, just take it away from me. And I'm like, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore.
you know something you can do, unknown one. As far as mental health, I've been through a lot mentally, as far as myself, right? And you dealing with your mental health is another thing that also destroy people with their mind. You just need to, with your mind, work on your mental health as well, because
Right, right,
how you think of in your mind, you're going to convince your body in that way. And even though your body is going through something, once you start trying to work on your mental health, it'll help heal your body as well, because uh, your mental health can trick your body into thinking that you super sickly, or you just worse off than what you are, because you're the way that your body connected as one. So if you be a little more positive and just be thankful for certain things, and just try to change your attitude towards what your situation is, that also can help make things better too. Because like depression, from what I know, studies, depression, stress, and things like that causes sickness in the body, and it makes you weaker for us
right,
mentally too as
I,
well.
I want to let you guys know some, the reason why I worked so hard was to, for all these years, to hide my depression I had just in life. And I want to work hard so I can escape, so I can take care of my family, except, if something happened to my parents and stuff. And this came like out of nowhere. It was like I was outside one day and just, you know, a big, huge brick just came down and just hit me in the back from a tall building, and I'm just like, um, I know you guys say, what the solutions, but it's like I'm trying to escape it. I'm trying to say this is not real. This is not real. I'm saying that to myself each and every day. This is not real, and I'm reminded that it's real. It's real, and I'm like, I want to escape this. I'm trying to escape, and I'm telling you, man, it's hard on me. My brother-in-law just died. He just died of the same thing. It's so hard on my mind. So hard. I never, I never been this hard in my life. I'm just crying. Please help me. I'm just sitting
Do you?
here with
I know. Do you have anybody there to help and support you, but other than
you. My parents
your
are,
mom?
my parents are, they're my caretakers. I just cried out every day to God, to the Most High. Please, I wish you would help me. Please.
man.
Oh,
The only thing I could say, man, is you just gotta cast your burdens up on him, man, and just tell him, let your will be done, man.
oh,
And that way you don't gotta weary yourself. Once you say let your will be done, just let
Hmm.
just let the Lord do the driving, brother.
I held this in. I'm sorry. I just held this
No,
in.
you good, brother. Let it out, because it's good for the soul.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
help healing. You gotta let the healing happen, because guess what? It's That's why they always say pressure bust pipes. If you keep holding that in, brother, that's what's going to kill you more than anything. It ain't even probably your condition. It's the holding it in. I tell everybody that your emotions and what's inside of you, it will destroy you worse than your own body,
Right.
because our body is connected to the spirit. So that's why I was telling you about your mind and mental. If you thinking about you just being your body being messed up, I'm like, you got to try to get a clear conscious and try to think more positively, and then come out of the negative vibe in your mind. Because once you, like I said, that helps with the sickness in your mind. When you just keep thinking about a person that's, I'm not feeling good, or I'm not doing better,
Right.
or it's not going to get better, come out of that different mind state and be
Right.
more positive and change your mind state. Yeah, you in a certain situation with your body, but once you keep letting your mind do that to you, it's going to wear your body down.
Wear you
And that's
down.
what I was saying.
Yep.
Yeah, but
My brother
now
right.
you gotta let it out, because if your mind feeling that way, it's gonna make the body feel that way, and if you holding that in, it could destroy you faster than the what's going on with your body parts itself. So that's why I was saying that it's nothing wrong with crying, brother. We understand. Listen, man, you need healing. We understand, brother. I feel your hurt and pain, brother. I can hear from your spirit that you pouring out, and you really want help. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that, bro. We all need some type of help. But the problem is, us as people, we got to be here for each other. So and I'm sorry that brothers laughed at you and wouldn't give you comfort, brother. That's an evil thing to do.
That's
And
evil.
we all should be here to support people in their affliction, brother. I want you to know that, man. I really, truly, and like I said, we just lost Elder Midwest Judite. That was a tough thing for us.
Yep.
He's resting with the fathers. We all going through something, brother. But I understand. Trust me. I feel your pain, brother. Like, it just hearing you right now, it shakes my soul. Knowing that you have to deal with what you have to deal with.
Yeah. We're gonna pray for him too, Sham. I'm gonna pray to the Most High for the brother. On the live, I usually don't do this, but we're gonna pray for the brother on the live. I like to pray in secret and really pour myself out to the Most High, but we can do it for our brother unknown one and pour ourselves out to the Most High while we live. So I'm gonna go ahead and pray for the brother right now. In the name of the Most High Yah Elohim, in faith in Yahshua HaMashiach, your son, we come before you humble and lowly in spirit, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Elohim, the healer of all, the creator of all things. We come before you, Father, giving you glory, honor, and praise, and we reverence you. We praise you above all. We pray for our brother, the unknown one. Only you know what he's going through. Father, you are the healer. You send us through trials and tribulations to refine us, to purify us, that we may become better and stronger, that you may use us for your purpose and your will. Give this brother comfort. Heal this brother. Comfort ye his mind. Comfort ye his body. Let him cast his burdens upon you, because you care for him. And you will heal him in due time. But you're just looking for faith. You looking for belief. You looking for us to know without a doubt of certainty and put our faith in your son, that you can do the impossible, and nothing is impossible with you. But with man, it is impossible. But with you, all things are possible. Comfort ye him, Father. He's pouring himself out to his brethren, and he was mocked. He was laughed at. He was called weak. Father, I'm not asking for any curses to come up on my brother, but muzzle the mouth of those, Father, who will come to your children and discourage them, belittle them, put them down, hurt them, Father. When they come to them and to seek comfort, when they come to them to seek prayer, when they come to them letting them know this is what I'm going through, can y'all hear ye me? And they laugh at the brother. They mock the brother. They call the brother names. They could have sent this man over the edge, Father. But you still got him here for a purpose and a reason. The doctors say he can't believe he made it this far. But me and Sham know that the reason why you got him here is for a testimony, and that his mission is not complete. You got work for him to do.
That's right.
And we pray, Father, that you allow him to fulfill his purpose and his mission on this earth that you have for the unknown one to do. The same works that you have all of us to do. But whatever his purpose is, allow him to fulfill it, Father, that you may be glorified, that you may be magnified, and that the unknown one may know that it was you the whole time, Father, that had his back. Because this is nothing but tactics from the enemy. We don't fight against flesh and blood, Father. We fight against the spirits in high places who want to destroy each and every one of us. But you got a hedge of protection around the unknown one, because if it wasn't for that protection, he wouldn't be here. So we know that it's you that's comforting this brother. We know it's you that got this brother here because you're not done with him, Father. Comfort ye his mind. He pouring out his tears to you, Father. He's asking you to take this pain away, and we know you will. He just have to believe and cast his burdens upon you and let your will be done, and not man's, not his, but your will. I ask this prayer in the name of your beloved Son, Yahweh Shah, that you hear our prayer, that we come before you humble, not seeking anything but asking that you may heal our brother on his behalf, and that his fate fail not him. Because it can't be according to our fate, Father. It got to be according to his fate, that his fate fail not, and that you may strengthen him and not let Satan get a advantage over him. In the name of Yahshua HaMashiach, we pray. In the name of the Most High Yah, that you may hear our prayer. Amen.
Amen. Most High bless, brother.
Most High
And
bless.
I also pray that he remove that spirit of the because when you're dealing with entities too, these spirits will attack your body and mind. You have a spirit out here of an entity that try to attach to people to make you feel gloomy and destroys your body. It's these different entities out here that attack people as well. When you're dealing with the spiritual realm, so that could be a part of what's going on too as well, Kjudah. They
Facts.
trying to attach themselves to you because they want to keep you in that mind state and the slump where you can't be healed or trying to heal because of the attack that they want to put on you. So we pray that if any type of entities or like Paul said, principalities or any of these things from higher places attacking our brother, we pray that the Lord remove these evil spirits and demons and anything that's trying to attack our brother spiritually away from him as also, Father.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
brother. But
said
we love you, brother.
Yeah, we
they
love you,
said
my brother.
they did that last echo. They said it went from 7 to 17%. So they're seeing like improvement, you know, just from a
That's Yah.
recent echo.
That's Yah.
And
That's Yah.
I hope and pray to Yah that he give me, well, in order for them to take off the device, it has to be like at least, you know, at least 40 or 50, 60%. So I just pray like that I can get up there, in due time. Or that, they may do a transplant, which doesn't matter, Um, I'm just gonna give it all to Yah
Yep.
because
And we,
I believe, he'll even take me during, the tough time that's coming, Jacob's trouble. I believe that, I have dreams about that, just despite, what I have, he's like pushing me forward, you know.
and we stand in agreement with you too, bro. Me and Sham and the family in the chat, and many other brothers and sisters who walk in the spirit of the fruits of the spirit, we stand in agreement with you. So, like I said, cast your burdens upon him, unknown one, and let his will be done, brother, because it's gonna be done. You just have to let his will be done. It's gonna be done, brother. But you have faith enough to just let his will be done and still be vibrant. Because by you being vibrant, you trust him. You trust him, brother. Still live your life because you trust him, brother. Still do your daily things that you do because you trust him, brother. Let his will be done. Let his will be done. And everything else is gonna fall in place, brother. It's gonna,
It's
but I'm
like,
not telling you, still, I'm not telling you not to shed tears. What I'm telling you is that when we come to Yah, we must believe that he is, brother. There is no wavering. We must believe that he is and he gonna do what he say he gonna do. We have to believe that wholeheartedly. We cannot waver. That don't mean we don't get weak. That don't mean we don't get afraid sometimes. If a person tell you, man, I'm not afraid, they lying. Even Yahshua was afraid before he was about to be turned over, brother. He was afraid. He said, let this cup pass from me if it can, because the flesh is weak, but the spirit was willing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Sham.
No, I'm agreeing. And we always afraid of something that we never experienced before.
Absolutely.
I
Facts.
was having this discussion with my friend today at work. I was telling her, I said, when you born, you're born once. You don't know how that feel. You don't know how it feel when you come out. You just know that experience happened and you was here. I said that's the same thing with death. People are afraid of death because you don't know how it feel. You don't know what's going to happen. And it's just like when you get on a roller coaster ride. Oh, that was bumpy. It hurt my back, or any, you know what I'm saying, K. Judah, when you do
Right.
something
Facts.
or something happened for the first time, that's always fear. So, but of course, we're going to fear something when you only experience it once and then it never happened again.
What happened
That's
again?
just how it is, you know. And that's the understanding that the Most High gave me when it comes to those things. So, yeah, I understand. Trust me, I understand. And always cry, brother. Don't be afraid to let it out. Let your spirit heal itself because that's a part of the healing. That's why we was given teardrop eyelids so we can weep and feel
Like
and
you
relieve the
talk to us.
pain that our body go through spiritually and mentally. Even
Absolutely.
animals cry, dogs, cats, horses shed tears, man, because we all into these fleshly bodies that deal with pain. The problem is when we don't cry or try to heal ourselves, we destroy ourselves even worse. So
Yeah,
much respect to you, brother.
Much
yeah.
respect.
One more thing. Um, yeah, like I was telling my brother-in-law, he passed away recently, and he from the same thing, congestive heart failure, and he didn't listen. He was like, because they told him to wear a wearable defibrillator. He said it looked like a bra, um, and the lady was like, you gotta wear it. It's gonna make sure your heart is good enough for a defibrillator when the defibrillator gets installed. And it's like he just he just didn't care. He didn't take his medications. He didn't do like what you should do to regrow your heart, to make it stronger. He was drinking a lot, after work. And one day he ballooned up so much, he got so much fluid in his body that even his groin area had fluid. I mean, and it's like he didn't care. It was like a form of suicide, in my opinion, when you drink that much. And
Mm-hmm.
then they took him to the ICU unit, the heart unit, and he did his surgery. His surgery is supposed to be what I have, but his is like till he died, like destination. They have different type of therapies. They have destination, bridge to transplant, and bridge to recovery. And his was destination. I mean, his heart was so bad that the device will never come out. And he was on like almost 8 machines because his kidney failed, and they had to put him on a dialysis machine on the side. They said it looked like a wall because it was so many machines. And after surgery, he got up. He he talked to my sister, and he was walking. He was basically up in bed talking everything. And then later that night, 20 people came into the room, including family, and he went into a coma and just he died. And they pronounced him dead. And it shocked me. I'm like, wow. I'm just like, I'm grateful to have the device I have on, but it's so crazy how life just happens so quick. I mean, he was just talking to people. And I think that was his last. I don't know what it's called. They before you die, and it was his last like message. To my sister. Like take care of my kids. I already got my life insurance set. and he just, it's like, when you die, your eyes open and your mouth open, and he was gone. He was on life support. Everything just failed because over the years he drank a lot of like alcohol and moonshine. People down in the south, they drink a lot of that, and I stayed away from all that. And it's crazy how life just happens so quick like that. It's just, especially my situation, it was like so quick. It was from August, the 19th to like I I was November, and that was within that month span that I almost passed away. Because they said I had when I was looking down a list of what all I had stage three kidney, stage three A. I think Shar, he's in the medical field. Stage three A, uh, kidney disease. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought my kidneys was always clean. I was like, what is this? And they said that I had that because the stomach virus I had, H. pylori, that's gone, and that exacerbated like my ejection fraction. It made it sunk it because it's like a virus that I have congestive heart failure all at the same time. I was fighting both of that, and they did say my kidneys was like pretty bad, but now my kidneys are doing better. I'm you know blood circulating that. I think the acute kidney injury is healing up, but like I'm just saying like that. It was just I'm just letting everybody know like life can happen that fast, and I just wish my brother-in-law Tony. I just wish he knew about all this before he passed away because he wanted to speak to me. Last time he spoke to me was in I believe January, and during February he died. He didn't even know he was going to die. He was just living life like nothing, and then one day he ballooned up, and that's it, gone. He just didn't take care of himself. And I was kind of like that, but I still there's genetics, and it's crazy how genetics work. But uh,
Yeah.
um, they even said the doctor even said you got 3 months to live before I got the device, and he said if you didn't, because I went home, actually went home afterwards, because I thought I can go through this, heal it, and in due time I can get rid of congestive heart failure. But he said when it's that low, it's like he said there's no way. There's no way. You either gonna have to get a device or a transplant. So it was just that quick, and because I was in it's called cardiac shock, and I didn't know what these terms were: ejection fraction, cardiac shock, and I always thought my heart was healthy, but he said no. But I'm just praying to God that it just all heals, and then I can start anew, whether I have a new heart or just the device did it work, and I can, just live 100% again. But I'm living now, but just to live 100% and not have to worry about, putting batteries in, and making sure I don't, when the alarm goes off, and it doesn't like annoy me at night. You know, that's why I'm praying that happens. And it can happen within 6 months to a year or a year and a half, but I'm just doing all the right things, being more healthier, juicing now. I got rid of the fast food. I don't eat fast food anymore. I eat a lot of plants. I drink water now. I don't drink sodas anymore. And I just want to let everyone know that, you know, prayer is possible. It's possible that I've seen people get healed. I've seen people's heart shrink, you know, despite what the doctors say, despite what my x-rays say. I've seen it, you know. They said my heart looks like a grapefruit inside. I believe it can all shrink, you know, and it'll all go down and I can be right back to doing what I need to do in life.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
thank you all, every, everybody. You know, you guys are a good support system, FOPE, Shar, Sham, you know, Kjudah, everyone. And what I forgot what his name, your cousin, Shar,
Quinop.
Sham. Yeah,
Elder
yeah,
Quinop.
Kona. Yeah, Elder Kona. Yeah, because I listened to you guys when I was working, like, you know, just trying to absorb all the information because I never had all this information before. You know, they spoke about in the other camps, and it was good to, like, you know, get that information. And I'm gonna pray every day and have a positive attitude and just, you know, just put my mindset in, like, okay, this is your new life now, and you have to live it and be positive and tell others about your story
Yeah.
so they won't make the same mistake. You know, and I thank you. Shalom.
Already, my brother. Shalom. Like I said, family, you know, we standing with our brother. We here for encouragement for our brother and for all our people. Cause like Sham said, we all going through something. So we pray for the unknown one, and we will continue to pray for him. Like I said, cast all your burdens upon our Elohim. Not only will he heal you, but he also his will is gonna be done. Just like Yahshua said, he said, Father, if this cup can pass from me, let it pass. But he say, if not, let your will be done. So that's how we have to be. Let your will be done. So that's the lesson, family. Me and Shar Sham, thank everybody for y'all support of me and my brother. Like I said, we got a lot of more classes that's coming. Also open panels with me and Sham. Like next week, we're gonna talk about this segregation thing that everybody been talking about. And I just wait till next week for us to get into it because I know me and him gonna get together. We're gonna gather information. We're gonna talk about it. Our people, man, you never had a problem with segregation. We was always separated. So segregation and separation is two different things. We was always separated. Segregation is for Caucasian people. They wanted
Hmm.
all that stuff. Us, separation, not segregation. So we was always separate. But me and my brother get into that next week. We won't do a class next week. We'll do this open forum where we'll talk about the segregation, all these videos going around with Caucasian people talk about, please don't leave. Black people, no, please don't separate from us. White people food is nasty.
Hmm.
It's gonna be boring. You people are fun. You see what I'm
Where's the
saying? So
entertainment?
right. So they just don't want us to leave because they want that entertainment. Because black people vibe in people. You know what I'm saying? Like we get the party
We
going.
mix the party. We mix the party.
Try to tell you, we mix the party
Soon
up.
as them niggas walk in, it's gonna get live.
It's gonna get live, Sham, and they know it. The music gonna be bumping. Everybody gonna be moving their feet at the same beat. The rhythm in the room gonna be vibrant. Everybody gonna be the food gonna be delicious, Sham. They know it,
Hmm.
brother. That's why they talking about if y'all leave us, we gotta just be around white people. No, I was rolling, boy. So yeah, me and my brother gonna touch on that next week. But anything you want to say, Sham, before we get out of here? I want to thank you, my brother, for always swinging the sword with me. I love you, my brother. Like I said before, y'all done heard me say this. If I'm not swinging a sword with Shar Sham, if I'm not doing a discussion with my brother, you can't get me to do the discussion. You want me to come on the panel? We gonna have a little small debate. My brother got to be with me. Other than that, Kjudah won't be
That's
doing
right.
no debates or nothing unless my brother right here with me. So
Yeah, this was awesome, man.
it
Vice
really
versa.
was.
I love you, man.
Love you too, bro.
And shouts out to the unknown one, man. That was a
Yeah,
powerful
for real.
testimony. I hope
Powerful.
to touch somebody. Because
Yep.
Lord knows, Most High blessed, touched my spirit tonight, got me riled up and got me feeling good, man. Like I need to go pray, repent on some things in my mind, and just make myself better. Because we gotta pray and repent daily anyway. We all going through some things, but
Yep.
you never know what somebody else going through. People complain too much, man. We sit around here and we always crying about how we feeling and what we going through, man. Somebody got it 10 times worse than you.
10
You
times
know what I'm
worse.
saying? Be thankful, be grateful, man, and appreciate people and love your brothers and sisters, man. Everybody. I appreciate y'all, the whole FOP, CUC family, AUDIC family. I love y'all. As always, all the moderators, everybody who come out and support me, Kjudah and the family, putting in these great classes and the work we do, man. It's all out of love. We ain't
All out of
asking
love.
nothing in return.
Right.
We come on here, we teach, we do breakdowns, we do classes. If people learning and it's getting us closer to the King and to the Most High, that's what matters the most to
Absolutely.
us. Because
Fact.
that's what it's about. We ain't worthy of any praise or recognition. And we appreciate the support as always. But it's all about the Father and the Son
That's
at the
right.
end of the day.
Absolutely. I concur with my brother, man. I don't gotta say nothing. I concur with my brother. And we love y'all family. Like I said, next week, be looking out for the segregation live, where me and Sham will just be, articulating ourselves, our feelings, what we see, what this means for our people, and where we going. Because I'm telling you right now, we never had a problem with separation. They have a problem with us separating from them. But they tell us to go back here, but then they tell us, no, don't go. Then they tell us pick up yourself by the bootstrap, and then they say, man, how you got that? You shouldn't have that. So next week, man, it's going to be interesting. So y'all, you sit back. Next week, me and my brother be back. Like I said before, thank y'all for the support. We appreciate everybody that's learning, that's coming by the live. I pray y'all writing this down. I pray you seeking the Most High for yourself. Don't take our word for anything. Study to show yourself approved. And me and my brother is just being used as a vessel. That's it. And I got to end it with Shar Sham song. We just being used as a vessel.
We gonna make it out.
We gonna make it out, family. Together as a people. Salute.
If I had to look you in the eyes, I don't think I could handle it. Tryna ask for it. It's not about me or my pride. I'm just tryna abandon it. Can't take a risk. Hands and knees shaking, voice nearly breaking, calling out your name. You know my heart and it's tearing me apart. I just hope you understand. Gotta fight myself each and every day. I keep getting in my own way. So if I fall before I'm taken, will you pick me up and tell me you gon' make it out? Tell me you gon' make it out. Tell me you gon' make it out. Tell me you gon' make it out. You gon' make it out. Father, can you please forgive me? I ain't been my best. Father, please forgive me. Abba, can you heal my spirit? I'm in need of Abba, I know that I can handle this, been hurting and still I'm blessed. Time for stress. I'm done looking back, that's my old ways. I'll be moving on like a drag race. Take my hand, show me where the pathway. Fight myself each and every day. I keep getting in my own way. So if I fall before I'm taken, will you pick me up and tell me you gon' make it out? Tell me you gon' make it out. Yeah, you gon' make it out. Can you please forgive me? You gon' make it out. Can you hear me, spirit? You gon' make it out. 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 You gon' make it out.
In the words of my beloved sister August Dreams, thank y'all for coming to the Lion's Den with the CUC family, the FOPE family, and all my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat. Me and my brother Sham want to say we bid y'all speed in faith in our King Yahshua HaMashiach. In Israel, we are rising up as a people. We are moving different in the spirit, not just in the flesh, but actually in the spirit. Our spirits are starting to align and connect with each other. And we starting to understand that we all we got in the end, family. Let's get it. I got you right after this, Tim. I see your message. I got you, my brother. And your brother Kjudah and your brother Sham want to say Shalom to the mighty nation of Israel. Salute, family.